Welcome to episode 198 of the Inside Byte. I'm your host, Tim Schaefer, here with our co-host, Rudy, Eddie. How y'all doing this week?
It's my birthday tomorrow. I'm 1 year closer to kicking off this place, so I'll be 37, dude.
That's such an Eddie answer.
I was just 27. Like I went to sleep and I gained 10 years. So, but it's supposed to be a good week. It's a bad week, but
yeah, I guess it just sounds so gross. Is the fact of like we're gonna be like 40 soon. Whenever I was like 15, thinking of what 40 was. Like,
right,
I mean, it's probably society's fault, but I had a very different image in my head on. I mean, I wasn't thinking a mansion or anything, but I don't know.
We were sold
some sort of asset.
We really were told a different story, right? Because I thought in my head, when I was like 25 years old, I would be in a huge house. Money wouldn't be a problem for me anymore. Things would be easy.
We would have figured that out in our 20s, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
So I think what we need to do is like when we all reach.
Well, the goalpost keeps moving. Right, because the reality of the situation.
All right, I can't remember specifically. So Eddie is about to turn 37. I'll be 37 in like 7 months, and then
I'm
Tim,
37. I turned 37 in July. So
okay, so the way it's gonna go is in 3 years, Tim will be the first one, then Eddie, then me, right? Yeah. So once I hit 40, we got to do some sort of stream, some old man stream or something. I don't know. We got to do something.
Yeah. Dude, 40 years old that's what I'm thinking right now. Is I'm 3 years away, dude. But this is the good thing. For over half of this year, over probably 9 months of this year, I thought I was 37. Turns out I was 36, dude. And I'm like, damn, I've had this horrible attitude. I'm 30 fucking 6. This is awesome. Like,
there's your birthday present right there.
Yeah, that was but I legit thought I was 37 last year. That's how you know the shit don't even matter anymore. It's going by so fast.
Sure.
Yeah. So, God, dude.
It is kind of interesting when you think about your 30s. It's like it all starts to just blend together. It's like,
yeah, no, I literally like COVID was like last year is what it feels like. That's 2020, 5 years ago. I was 32. I was a completely different human. Like, Jesus, man. Anyway.
It is crazy.
But you'll see, like, especially like, I guess if you study a kid, right, or what you thought as a kid or whatever, and then you see this kid at 5, and then you see this kid at like 15, you're well, they technically are like the same person. It's almost like new things keep getting added, but they're still ultimately the same at the end of the day. Because I'll see a video of like my kid being 1 and doing an expression or a bit or a thing even today.
That he still does. He still has that.
Sure.
Yeah,
it's man. Ticks that are just somehow permanent, and it's very weird.
Right. Yeah, but then you, at the same time as you saying that, you think of like, you see a video of your son at, I don't know, 5 years old, and then you see him at 10 years old, and you see the huge changes, and then you think of yourself at 32 versus 37. It's like, you've changed for sure, but man, the differences between those two are like so freaking gigantic. It's just wild, Yeah,
and the perception of time. I remember whenever I was like, so before I was at like 11, and all I wanted to be was a teenager. That year took like 5 years of what I experience now.
Yeah. Right now.
And then up until 18, like, that was like 2 lifetimes worth of living, the way I perceived the time. And now 5 years is just like, dude, it's a job decision. And then all of a sudden you're like, oh, I've been doing the same. It just flies by, man. It really flies by. So,
have you ever saw like, let's say, a trail in a woods you saw as a kid, or any space that you can go back to and see now, and it being like, wow, this was way more epic in my head.
Oh my God,
yeah. And now it's like, this was all it was.
Dude, my buddy who lives down the hill from my parents' house, where I'm at now, we used to drive this little go-kart that his dad made for us when we were kids. It was like a little, like a little MacGyver kind of go-kart thing, right? his driveway must be like 20 feet long, maybe like 30 feet long, right? We used to drive that thing from one edge to the other, and it would feel like I'm on a freaking racetrack. Like it felt like Mario Kart, right? We go all the way to one side, back to the other. And then when I look at it now, I'm like, this is the driveway. It felt like Ocarina of Time when you first walked out. It's a Hyrule field. You know?
Oh yeah. The only reason we got that moment again is because we got the Breath of the Wild walk.
Breath of the Wild,
like, whoa! And it's like, dude, but when we walked down the Hyrule field, somehow that seemed just as big, and it's like,
tiny now,
dude. It is 1/100th of what it is.
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah. In short, we're getting older. Things are getting more blurred together, and it is what it is, I guess, man. So
do you think okay, if everyone has the same experience of time being perceived to be faster, isn't that just a fact that okay, time being faster for all that really matters? Because if you're perceiving it as such, what else matters?
Your perception is, it is moving.
It's
technically
reality. Like for you,
as
that's
you
what's
get more
happening.
years accumulated, the following day becomes less significant. When you only have 500 days on this earth, well, the next one is like 1/500th of your entire existence.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
Now you got like, several thousand days under your belt. It's just a drop in the bucket. It's just not the same. Like, I remember,
that's totally true.
Like the amount of time, like it was just August. And whenever I was in school as a kid, the 2 weeks to go to summer would feel like months and months and months now. So it is, but you're right about time. It is technically your perception is all that really matters. And if it feels like it's flying by, it's flying by.
It's slightly different, but you can almost compare it to like the whole money thing, right? Like if you keep printing so much money, then it becomes worth less, right? So it might be it might be different, right? Because time doesn't change technically, but if everyone in the world perceives it differently, then at what point is it worth something different?
That is
right?
reality. Then at that point,
it's like 24 hours. That doesn't mean the same thing anymore. 24 hours isn't worth the same amount anymore. You know what I mean? Like it's worth something different now. So. Anyway, I feel like we're having a high conversation.
Well, one more thing I want to add. Pennies went away. That was no more pennies being created.
I saw that.
That's pretty wild.
Yeah. How long do you think it'll take before seeing a penny is rare? It's gonna be a long time. Probably.
Long time. Decades.
I think it's gonna be a long time. Yeah.
I'm assuming 30 years.
Ton of pennies.
Yeah.
I'll probably be seeing pennies for the rest of my life, dude.
We'll never not see them because that's the thing. There's too much in circulation.
Let me see what ChatGPT thinks. I'm gonna say how long.
There's not even hundreds of millions of them out there. There's what? Millions, if not trillions.
Well, let's ask it that first. I'm gonna say how many
pennies are currently in circulation?
In circulation. Let's see.
That's not even counting the ones that collectors.
I'm gonna say U.S. pennies.
Yeah.
Are currently in circulation. Oh man, it's searching hard for this. Okay, according to the United States Department of Treasury, there are about 114 billion.
Well, there you go.
In the U.S., that's in the U.S. alone.
So you're expecting to not see them anymore in your lifetime? I doubt it.
Aftermarket estimates put the number higher, around 240 billion, but the 114 billion figure appears to be the official estimate. So I'm going to say.
So think of gaming. Think of like a game that's like rare, that's not in circulation a bunch, and that's why it's
based on this, now that the penny is not being manufactured anymore, when do you estimate when do you estimate the penny will be
rare to see
or hard to find?
Yeah. The Federal Reserve has a schedule that they pull the pennies out of circulation after a certain amount of time, or maybe it's a certain condition. Because dude, I've seen pennies from like the '60s, like it ain't nothing, Like
they say there's a lot of factors that will determine when they become rare, hard to find. Rate of attrition, pennies are lost, hoarded in jars, redistribution, demand for pennies in transactions, policy changes, collector.
But even that stuff, you're talking 100 years or so before. If there's hundreds of billions, dude, it's going to be a hell of a long time before you even begin to notice any less.
Yeah, they're saying they think pennies will start to feel rare in regular cash transactions in about 4 to 6 years, but that's not what I'm asking. I mean, we know they're already rare in cash transactions.
Yeah, they are.
You know?
Yeah.
Um,
Only because people don't use
rare
cash
in
as
general.
much now, and that continues to.
I think, like, as far as like from like you go to somebody and they've never seen a penny, that's probably going to be.
That's probably going to be our.
They're saying 40
Yeah.
to 80 years for rare in general.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think like my great grandchildren would be like, "What the hell's a penny?" It's because whoever's got them, like, and that person, whoever hears that, will probably still be able to go grab a handful of pennies out of like some jar. Like, these are pennies. Yeah. Like,
now I think the value will rise, right? But it still can't be by much.
It's going to be a long time though.
Well,
but you're talking 50 years, and it's 3 cents instead of 1 or something.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, 50 years, a 2023 penny is going to be like freaking nothing, right?
Yeah.
But
they said that the cost that it takes to make the penny, like sourcing the materials and the actual production,
it was more, right?
It's 4 cents for 1 penny.
Yeah.
The nickel is even worse. The nickel is like 13.8 cents to make a nickel. They said that the nickel's metal weight is worth more than the cent value. So if you had the ability to just start melting down nickels and selling it as bulk, I mean, I guess you might be able to turn a small profit, but
they even said that
that'd be considered defacing currency, and that's stuff.
Yeah, they even said that the only way this would get expedited is if they started collecting the pennies and melting them down. Or whatever.
Yeah.
So,
if we get into a really bad war and shit gets rough, they'll start melting them down for bullets and shit.
Kind of crazy. All right, so we covered time and pennies. All right.
Let's move on to Valve. Valve announces console-like Steam machine.
Big announcement.
So we got a Steam Frame VR headset, the console-like PC thing itself, and then we also got a new Steam controller, which shout out to the original Steam controller. I have one. I think it's pretty good. It's not great. There's some things that I like. The face buttons kind of suck. They're a little small.
Yeah, I saw people
but everything else about it's pretty good. I would say the face buttons is probably the only issue.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Yeah,
and it's just because they're small buttons. But anyway, this new one, I see people crapping on this, and I don't even know where that's coming from. I think this looks great. Maybe because I have a Steam Deck and I have the last. I know how important these trackpads are. Yeah, these trackpads you have to have. It's the whole shtick with this. If they didn't have them, I wouldn't even begin to want it.
Yeah, and it's just a normal controller. Otherwise, I don't understand. Like, it's what the hate. I think it's awesome. I'm gonna get one. I'm gonna buy it outright, and that's gonna become my new PC.
That's awesome.
Controller.
Overall, this was what I was most excited for. I was like, that controller. I want that controller.
Yeah.
There's just so many situations you'll be surprised where like you're playing with a controller and you're playing on PC where you just need mouse for something, and comes in handy super often. So anyway, so hype there. But controller aside, though, the biggest part of this conversation is obviously the machine itself, like the Steam machine. They've done them in the past, as we know, but this was like other manufacturers making them for them, and wasn't actually Valve like first party making them themselves, selling themselves, all that. We don't know if they're going to be on store shelves or not. But even if it wasn't the case, I'm assuming it would still gonna sell more than a Steam Deck. But by how much more, that's a whole discussion of like, where do you see the success of this thing? But I guess what I want to get into first is like, how does this fit into the conversation of, so Xbox is kind of going away at this point into the hardware business. They're becoming a big publisher instead and putting a lot of their focus there. They're still going to release hardware like we know, but it is not their main focus anymore coming out of their own mouths. You still have Sony PlayStations, which sell huge, as well as Nintendo Switches, but now we have a spot for a third player. the last episode or two, I was like, man, it'd be really sick if Sega would step up. And they are a big enough company where I feel they could come back with the machine again. And I think that'd be really neat. But honestly, I think Valve has bigger, let's say, cachet in the space of gaming talks and all that. Definitely. And maybe they even have maybe even a bigger, I don't know, it'd be pretty similar. I feel maybe pretty close of like who would be a bigger console statement, Sega or Valve. I think you can make an argument for either one. But either way, this would be the next thing. Like, I think it would be bigger than, let's say, if Apple were to, even though iPhones are huge and all that. When you're talking about people gaming and buying consoles and players in that space, I think Steam would be a bigger statement there. So I think this is probably the best case scenario of a third console coming in. Can it at least, steal some of the audience or build at least an okay enough audience as its own machine here? Because I understand it's just a PC, it's not actually a console in the way you see things, but I don't know if I'm like, it's not really. I see it as a console. Because I see it as its own ecosystem. There's not other Linux-based gaming platforms out there outside of this thing. And so, and that reason alone, I feel it's its own ecosystem. And that reason alone, I feel it is basically a console.
Go ahead, Eddie. We're going to say something?
I was going to say, if they can get the price right, this could be like the poison pill that... And not only, because I think no matter what, it's going to screw up whatever Microsoft had planned.
I was just
their
box.
Yes.
But that's what I was just going to say.
If it's priced right, it could, because the thing is with a PC, you have like pretty much infinite backwards compatibility. Just through like every game that's ever made, you can pretty much get running on it.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a lot of people who have not made the PC jump because either it's too much to configure, it's just too scary. If they can get that whole package into a console and then, you just install a module. Now with Linux, we'll see. I haven't.
Well, 5 years ago, Steam Deck had this issue, right? And this was the breakthrough thing, and a lot has progressed since Steam Deck originally released till now. Now it's actually a bunch of developers, publishers actually catering towards it and making it verified, doing whatever they need to do, and it become part of the conversation. Well, now that they have an actual machine on top of that, more devs are even going to do such things, even the ones that are already done is kind of enough already. So I do see things being supported for this thing, and now it's more of I'm unsure about the takeoff of like how many millions of these are sold. Is it now a mainstay? Is it now the third pillar?
What do you think the cost is where that is? I'd say likely. Like,
I was hoping around 500, right? But the problem is even PS5s and Xbox Series S's are 600 and not even 500.
I know.
So the problem is this is going to be cheaper than those. I don't think so, right? So now it's probably going to have to be in a 600 to 700 range. And that's an issue only because of just how the world state of financial situation it's in it.
Yeah, and that's a lot bigger jump. Like, because if it was 500 and somebody sells you, like sits you down and shows you what you're actually getting with that, and you saying, hey, you don't have to worry about us releasing a new generation and you have to buy these games again, like we're cutting all that shit out. It's an easy sell, but at
I don't think they can sell this thing at 500.
Yeah, I mean, dude, Gabe just bought like a new $500 million yacht, like he's doing like oceanography and stuff out in the middle of he's got multiple of these things. Maybe they can eat a couple.
They're gonna have to eat. They're gonna have to eat
billion.
Costs.
Eat a couple billion over the first 10 years.
Can like in the sense of just I'm a financial overseer of this company. Could they take the hit in terms of pushing hardware, taking a loss? Because let's say you take a loss on 10 million machines. How much money is that now lost? what, 100 million in total? Could they take 100 million total, chop to the face in the moment in hopes that in the future it makes up for it? I think so.
The hope would have to be that they're going to at least push Microsoft, because they would be making a play for dominance in the PC, personal computer. That would be the play. And then a potential bonus would be, we also wiped out Sony. Now they're releasing everything Linux verified now, because they're going to, but I don't know that that's like much further down the road.
We don't even know if Sony's going to want to play ball anymore. Of like, yes, they were currently releasing games on Steam, but now that there's a Steam machine, maybe they don't push as hard, and maybe they release their own store instead. I could see a reality of that because
they
they're
definitely
already
could do that. They could. That would not surprise me at all. Have like a Sony launcher and PlayStation launcher. One thing that I'm interested in is, have you heard anything? Are they going to make SteamOS available for anybody to where, like, say, I can install it on like any Linux distribution?
They've said it. So
okay, that in itself could be significant because there's a lot of people who are Windows 11 has rubbed a lot of people the wrong way. The way that they've done the transition, all the hardware, like, this hardware is not. It's capable of running it, but it's not. We're not going to support it because it doesn't have a TPM module. So there's a lot of Microsoft has gotten a lot of bad will built up from the way that they've handled the 10 to 11 transition. And if you
there's just not enough nerds in that pocket. I agree, but the problem is the amount of people that care enough to do anything about it or.
Well, you think other than gaming, if they can get the gaming to where it's at least close to streamlined, then what else are you doing on your computer, man? You're like, what, checking your email? Like, I get, like, there's definitely going to be people who, but in that event, you could just dual boot or run do a VM and have it. I'm saying, I think that it does have, I think it's because a lot of people just use Windows because it's the most compatible with modern video games.
I would kind of want this machine and not be on Windows but I would then the answer to that, and what everyone's going to be faced with, do the applications I use daily be able to work good enough on Linux? For me, in my current state, no. But maybe in 5,
you're
10
doing
years,
like heavy power usage.
I need
like
editing
video
tools,
editing. Exactly.
Which there are. It's just behind.
Relearning a whole. Yeah, you would be learning a new system.
Let's say DaVinci comes up with an update. They're not doing day and date Linux, which I want to look into that. Maybe I don't know.
I don't know if it'll ever compete because these companies eat it. They just like, okay, we'll eat the cost. And if you're doing that kind of work in the enterprise section, you're not worried about like, let's stick it to Microsoft and we're going to start using Linux and, they'll. I don't know that Steam can make, but I think on the gaming side, that they do have a chance to really carve Microsoft out of it.
What do you think, Rudy? Is there an audience of gamers that are like, hey, maybe I can get a Steam machine? It's not this box, but the idea of SteamOS being installing on their computer instead of using Windows. I could see a few 100,000, but I couldn't see millions.
Yeah, I think at this moment, I'm in agreement with you. I think it would start smaller. It's just so hard to get. I feel like these other companies are so established. It's so hard for someone new to enter, But that being said, the timing of everything right now with this box, maybe they could get like a foothold in here, especially with, I hate to say it, with like the failures that Xbox has had recently. It's almost like the perfect time to kind of shift things a bit. And then could that transition into like a more like a consistent foothold with like the SteamOS and all that? Maybe down the line it could become a more regular thing, because I've seen people posting about, I'm not getting an Xbox this time around. I think I might be interested in this. And these are people who like have sworn they'll never get a PC ever, So maybe
I think if even it can get, I don't know, half or a third, let's say, most conservative of like, hey, maybe they'd get this instead because they're just not into PlayStation, not into Nintendo. There's a lot of people I could think in my head to where they have Xbox, they play Xbox, they don't want to play PC, they're not really interested in like whatever PlayStation IPs or kiddie Nintendo stuff, you know. They like shooters and they play on their Xbox and play Madden and COD or golf game or, you know, stuff in that pocket.
Yeah, they want it to plug it in and that shit works. There's no there's no different like interpretation layers where, oh, this game doesn't run natively, but you can do this and get it to that will really shut people off. That's what Steam really has to Valve has to focus on, is making sure it's as close to plug and play as it possibly can be.
When the next big, not like tennis or big games right now, but I'm just trying to think of random stuff. When the next big MLB The Show drops, you know, you gotta make sure your machine is getting these games. These NCAAs,
came out on PC.
The show, these things that
that's
sell.
a huge problem because right now PC's been getting shafted on a lot of sports games. No baseball games, like MLB games. There is an awesome Japanese Major League Baseball where it's like the Japanese, and it looks just as good as the show, but they basically geofence it to where you cannot get it unless you're in Japan. And you know, most things you can go in and be like, okay, I'm gonna spoof my IP address and all that. If you ever log into that excuse my language, if you ever log into that Steam account and you have it will nuke you, dude. Like unless like it because it can tell like, oh, this is, you know, whatever they're doing, but I don't know why they protect it so much, because if that Japanese I think it's Konami who makes it. If they sold that Japanese baseball game on PC, it would sell like hotcakes, man, because we don't have an MLB game on PC. There's
I'm kind of curious why the lockdown. I would understand other lockdowns. They're doing this lockdown, which I'm not trying to set up too hard, but PlayStations to where, and Nintendo Switches too. They've done the same thing with PS5 and Switch 2. If you are in Japan and you buy Japanese region locked of these systems, you only have to spend like $300 as compared to like $500. Huge discounts, but you're agreeing to the local, and then they lock it down hardcore. You even begin to lock in with another region account, they'll shut it down, whatever they got to do, and they're trying their best so people overseas don't buy them. That makes sense in a hardware sense, but it's scratching my head to where, well, how would that make sense in software?
There's money left on the table for sure in that baseball, that Nippon League or whatever. They are leaving money on the table and especially now with Shohei Ohtani doing what he's doing, like there's a huge market of Americans who are like interested in Japanese baseball because one of the best players ever just came over.
It's blown up a lot, and I just been seeing more and more of it lately, and it's interesting me because I don't really care about watching baseball much. I haven't since I was like a kid. I watch other sports a lot, like NFL is my number one, but for Japanese baseball, it's as if the baseball hype of like the 1950s is like currently hitting Japan or something.
Oh,
they
dude,
are so like over the moon.
Yeah, since World War II, like I don't know exactly when it was introduced, but I remember there is it might have been Call of Duty, one of the early Call of Duties, or Medal of Honor. There was a war game where there's a multiplayer map where you're on a baseball field in Japan because it just sunk in. They as soon as they were introduced to it, they loved it. It became a huge thing. So they've been playing baseball like major, like it's been their not. I guess it is their national sport, but it's been like that for a long time.
It would be the most popular sport in that country. Yeah,
I'd say that they are more per capita. They are more into baseball easily than America is, because now baseball is just taken. You know, it's just not in vogue right now. I mean, I love baseball. It's a lot more fun to play than it is to watch, honestly. But if you go to the park, that is where
the physical presence is pretty cool. Baseball.
Yeah, watching it on TV is, unless it's a big game, it's rough. It's like, man,
I agree. Yeah, it's pretty boring
But,
compared to anything else. Anyway, this Steam machine, I don't know. It could. I just don't see it like super taking off, but at least it can get the ball rolling, and maybe in 5 or 10 years, because of it being a mainstay and more using it, maybe it can snowball into like the third main pillar. And I would really like that because I would much prefer this than Microsoft with an Xbox. I would. I like Xbox, but you know what I like more? Steam.
yeah,
And
Steam sells,
Steam
and it's
pretty
always,
sweet.
and all those games are always going to be available. The one thing that really concerns me about the price is if you are like a spec person, it's not going to compete with whatever Xbox comes out with next. And
there's a big thing we have to talk on this 8 GB video RAM. It's too low. It is. It is. I'm on the fence of like, sure, like it may not like completely break the thing to where it's pointless altogether, but
in 5 years,
really is hurting.
Yeah. In 3 or 5 years, that could completely change. And I mean, I don't know, the money when if you like start looking at the specs and then say, okay, this is what you get for Microsoft for whatever price. I imagine they'll probably aim for 600 because their Xbox Series S or X is already going for 600. I don't know. It could go completely the other way, and Xbox comes out with something like, "Oh, this is
with raw power. Series X or PS5 is more powerful than this thing, and not always in some of the ways, but that's only in a raw power numbers. Realistically, we don't. It's too hard to know because you're talking like, again, a Linux OS of a Steam fork. Everything's going to cater to certain things. Each game's going to be kind of case by case. It's kind of hard to really know. It really could be enough and take off, and you're not getting 4K 60 on like Cyberpunk, just so y'all know, stuff like that they're trying to stay out of, like FSR.
I mean, they'll do FSR, they'll do the frame generation, and they'll get it close. But no, it's not. It's got all right power. It's just that VRAM.
But let's say the price was 400. Now it's a whole other conversation, and people will be eating it up. I just don't see that reality taking place because the cheapest Steam Deck
400
is $399.
That sounds real low,
and that's like a fourth of the power or something like that. So.
If they did eat that much of the cost, that would get it moving. It would move really fast at that point. But I don't know if they're willing to eat that much of the cost.
There's a Linus Tech Tip thing, so he was talking with them, and he was like, "Hey, y'all gonna like put it reasonable to like console prices, like around like $500?" And apparently they just didn't say anything, but the looks they were given made me think like it definitely isn't going to be that. And I was kind of thinking that was going to be the case, actually, and now I got my whole train of thought changed just by that one little bit.
But then again, what is console prices? Like, are console prices?
That's the issue. It changed within a year. It's very different game now.
What are the prices now? Like the Xbox,
it is. It's like $630 and like $650. It's somewhere up in that. Crazy.
The PS5 went up in certain regions. The PS5 Pro is ridiculous. I imagine the PS6 is going to be absurd.
It's not 500 anymore. That's
what I'm saying. So like, I don't know, man. It's getting a little.
It's a moving target now, and it's moving fast.
But people need to be able to go into a store and buy this thing for this to like take enough relevance for it to become like, again, I'll just keep saying the third pillar because I don't know how else to word it. It's just being able to be in the same space as like a PlayStation and a Nintendo. It's going to take some real aggressive moves, and I don't know if they can you even be that aggressive to where a price is way lower than the others, and eat the cost that much. Probably not. They're probably gonna have to like eat cost a little. I'm sure they will, but how far do they go? How far can they even go? Do people even care enough? Do they know enough about this? Even people that like will play Steam on their computer on a laptop to play a random game here or there, they'll probably never like even if they see this article because they're not in the space, they don't think anything of it, don't really know what it is, they scroll past it, it doesn't become a thing. How does this thing become a thing? I think it's going to take being on the store shelves.
What if, because I've heard this being talked about, what if they release Half-Life 3 exclusive to Steam?
That's a big move that could be played to now make it be in the conversation.
Would they prevent it from being played on Windows, though? That's what I...
Oh, man.
I kind of hope they would play a big move like that. I think that'd be cool as hell.
If they did, dude, that would be huge. That would be huge, because that's like one of the most... I mean,
they need a play like that is what I'm getting at. Like,
yeah.
But I think they should.
Yeah, I've heard from on Digital Foundry, they were saying it's not out of the way
make
they were
it where
talking.
Everybody's talking about it, everyone's singing its praises, and you can't play this thing unless you play it through Steam. Yeah. It's gonna and that's gonna be a big thing because so many people don't have the rigs. Well, they can buy this.
And it's ready to go.
Yeah.
Or as close as you can get to ready to go.
Yeah. And again, it's come a long way since even 5, much less 10 years ago. Back whenever these Steam machines were out originally, that was a horrible experience in the sense of like actually having a console-like experience with a controller and interface and all that. Just controller configs alone, like, you need to be able to connect, because right now, in its state, you can just Bluetooth a PlayStation DualSense controller to it, and it just worked, right? You weren't able to do that before. Things like that are what's going to, if they're going to win, that's what it's going to take, is making it as user-friendly as humanly possible. And I think this is a cool thing of everything coming together. A new VR headset working as alongside it. The same with the Steam Deck. Apparently, which is super cool, you can pop the SD card out of your Steam Deck, pop it into this thing, and then play. There's no reinstalling, there's nothing. It just knows.
That's pretty dope.
So there's little plays like that. Now, you can also, you got the syncing of the cloud saves. It also knows your purchase. You can just re-download it. But there's little plays like that to where like you really are able to just keep going and just bounce around to different devices. Which is going to help a ton in this, like, they're now creating their own ecosystem so I think this is all super exciting stuff. I hope it does take off, but I think the reality of the situation is probably it's going to up it to the next league, but they still have a long way to go before, because, I mean, think about the head start, though, with these other companies. Nintendo's been going since the 1800s. Sony's been going since 50s and 60s hardware, but with PlayStation, you still have early 90s. So they have a huge lead, but you got to start somewhere, and they're going to be in a better spot than anybody else. And I think this thing can be something.
And this was the dream of, like, say they hit 600, even $600 back whenever I was like 2004, 2003, 2002. If you told me that you could spend $600 and get a gaming PC, forget how much the dollar has diminished since then. If they can hit that number, that was the dream for a long time. I was like, because back when Counter-Strike was out and all my cousins were playing it, I was like, man, I just want to, I want to play that. And they're like, oh, yeah, give us $600, we'll build you a PC. That was the number. And if this could achieve that, I don't know. There's not a lot of games that are PC only now. A lot of MMOs, that's kind of it. And even those are now on console. So
anytime anyone mentioned why they're sticking with the 8 gigabytes video RAM, their answer was always because of price. And so, again,
you better get it down.
Yeah.
If you're gonna do that if you're gonna do 8, you better get it down, because it really should have 12, no less than 12. Should be the bare minimum. But like I said, maybe they're gonna get competitive with the price. I don't know.
Just like, okay, Battlefield 6, 4K 60, even with FSR, you're not gonna hit that with these specs. But is that the make or break? Honestly, probably not. Like, realistically, most people are going to be playing like mid-tier stuff, and it
Yeah,
would still be able to work with it. So at the end of the day, people just need to have their expectations in check now
That's
that
the
we
most
know the
important thing.
specs.
Yeah.
And it's really good. Money is the most pivotal point that we just have to know. And how good this thing succeeds.
exactly. Yeah, if they come in low, I think if they can get it low, it'll have a really good chance of succeeding. If they mess around and say this isn't a console, this is a PC, they'll people will still buy it. There's still gonna be people that buy it, hardware enthusiasts, but it's not gonna catch on like wildfire where
I'm
people are like,
thinking
oh,
about
I might buy
selling
this instead of
my Xbox and using that to get this. But the problem is my Series X of like, well, it's back compat, and I can play original Xbox 360, Xbox One, and that. So all gens.
and
Well,
put it in a dev mode.
if I take that machine out of the equation, I don't have native ways of playing these back things. I have to rely on emulation. I have to rely on the community, all of that. And that's the one thing where it's got me like hesitant on that. But
You have the
I
360. That's already
yes, that's what I was about to say.
Yeah.
I do have a 360, so I can hit that. But the original Xbox emulation, I thought it was going to be phenomenal and actually better than what the Series X can do with the original Xbox, but it's actually worse. I'm
really.
having more problems with the original Xbox games through the 360. I didn't
Oh, really?
notice. Yeah, I thought it was going to be hella better just because the technical list of games supported is more. But I don't know, so many games like Coder or like big titles I'll launch and there'll be like graphical errors. They'll be like I'm playing like Lord of the Rings or something and it's like the floor's disappearing or turning black and stuff. I'm like, what the hell is going on?
Yeah.
So
And that actually kind of makes sense because they are using some kind of emulation layer on the 360. It's just probably either not lazizness, but they didn't put in the time to bring everything.
when I played the
to
same
Series
game on
X.
Series X, it actually was like I didn't notice any issue. If not, it was
Yeah.
all just pros.
Yeah,
But the lists
Yeah.
are shorter, and so it's weird. It's like a give or
Yeah.
take there. So that really
When
isn't
they'll
like an
crack it
ultimate
wide
answer.
open. If they crack it wide open and make it where you can just install, I don't know,
Now
like boot an
I
ISO.
do have a Series S, and it's obviously lower power than an X, but in terms of back compat and all that, there's no difference anyway. So I
Yeah.
could have an sell the X for this, and still have a beast of Xbox back compat. So I guess that answers that. So I think I'm gonna do that. I think I'm a because I really don't feel a need now that we have all the cards laid out. I think Microsoft is in a really dumb, weird spot, and
Yeah, that's sure.
I'm kind of over. Like I would sell my Series X at this point, and it's a Halo like special edition. So I would, if not like my money back, at least close enough, even if it's used, because they
Put
sell
it
for
towards the
like
Steam box.
they sell new like 750, 800 of like the certain model I have. I could sell that thing $500, make out what I bought it for, get a Steam machine, you know. But we'll see the price. But that's my plan because I really would. I've been trying to solve this problem for like 15 years. I feel I'm huge into trying to get PC going on my TV, having like the living room set up and stuff. I'm always running cables, trying to figure out new good ways of doing this, and it always just kind of sucks. Of like any which way you put it, you're trying to hook a desktop up to a TV, like so many situations. Oh, this broke, or I have to alt tab, or somehow my mouse ain't working, but it's supposed to be controller, and I'm over there like having to walk back and in another room and move something on a keyboard or mouse, or trying to do like wireless with it of like, and there's no good way of really setting it. And it never can just be like I can hop from one game to another with the controller, even with big picture mode. Things just randomly happen, or a game will close, or freeze, or not be on the main window, whatever. And people are noticing this with these ROG allies of all these different window things that just happen, and then it'll just break you in the middle of playing a game. So
something pops up in the bottom off the system tray, and it like completely loses focus of the game. Pops
the
you out
sound
the
doesn't work anymore, and you got to go back and mess with something. Just it'll happen, and it weirdly happens more than what you think. You just don't realize, because if you're sitting at a desk on your computer, you just address it within a second, you move on, and it kind of, you don't think on it much. But when you're in a whole other area and you're trying to mess with PC with just a controller, it becomes a huge, huge hurdle. So this is going to help me a ton. I really want such a thing. And being able to just continue the game on my Steam Deck, go back to playing it on my TV through this box, all that. I think it sounds really appetizing, and I'm personally invested and very interested and want it. It's money. I mean, the problem thing, I'm not going to spend, I wouldn't spend $900, I wouldn't spend $1,000 on this because of those specs, like alone wouldn't. I kind of wouldn't anyway, but even, especially with those specs, no way in hell.
Yeah, you could build a better machine than that. You know,
I'll deal with the issues of whatever. Convenience isn't worth that much to me. So those prices can be real huge. But anyway, any other comments before we move on?
I mean, we're gonna keep an eye on it. I'm definitely curious to see how it all works. Some of those things we discussed, like you boot it up. Is it like the Steam Deck? You turn the game on. It's preset.
No, it is. We know that much. It is. It's exactly as if it would be a Steam Deck in terms of it's the same OS. It's the same experience.
That's what I was curious about. Okay,
you're getting.
We know that. Fine. So people are still going to have to tinker a bit at times. Not much though, because the Steam Deck almost always will run fine for the game you're playing.
Can you think of an instance of like?
No, actually, no. I mean, wait. Actually, sorry. Let me back up. There has been one or two times where. Because I've been playing on Steam long enough where I know, like, this game is not going to run on Steam Deck, and I won't even play it. So for people like us, we haven't run into that much because we just kind of know it's not going to work well, or we'll at least look beforehand, hey, this game doesn't run well on Steam Deck. But there has been a few times where I try to play a game on Steam Deck, and I do have to mess with the settings a bit. That doesn't happen much, though. Almost always, it's only because I want to mess with it to make it run even better that I have to do that, you know? Like, I played Little Nightmares 3 recently, and it was working pretty good, but I was getting, like, 30-ish frames.
This is a very, very, very big point, probably over anything else we talked of, that I really do want to dive more into, is because exactly that. That's going to be the biggest hurdle of how do they solve the issue of people not needing to mess with a game settings to get it to run as optimal.
Right.
How does Valve solve that problem?
And you don't have to. You don't really have to. But I wanted to get more out of it.
It's not going to have big of as a player base because people are going to be running things and it's going to be seen like a PC thing. If they can if they can somehow overcome that hurdle, now it can truly be like a console of like not any settings. It's made just for this machine. The game just knows what it's like. Okay, we have a Series S compared to a Series X. Well, we're making the game for the Series S, so we make it work like this. Well, Series X, we make it work like that. A user isn't going and changing 16 different settings accordingly to this one machine. So there is only one spec to this machine, but how do they get the people releasing games to make it to just that machine? How do they, maybe they can work with all of these different publishers and all of these different teams, and they're going to have to, there's so many of them though. There's thousands. You're going to have to work with all of any major publishing and get them on the page of make a SKU to this device. And that's how you solve it, but that's way easier said than done.
Yeah, agreed. So anyway, we'll have to stay on that and see what happens. But hopefully we'll get some news soon.
There's not much news There's a few things that are worth mentioning, like the Analog 3D just shipped on the 18th. It was $250. It runs like, it basically upscales things to 4K, but it's not the internal resolution. It's just like a basic upscale. The games are still going to look the same. It has full 100% backwards compatibility with all the games, any region, which is pretty neat. So you could pop like Japanese cart into it and it would work. That kind of stuff. Bluetooth controllers. You can plug in the real hardware controllers. It's entirely FPGA, no emulation. So that dropped. Anything you want to say on that?
I mean, that looks pretty cool. Imagine an N64. Man, that would bring me back. Pretty cool.
Yeah, especially with the FPGA. It's gonna have like really, really high compatibility. I don't know if it's got the. They probably got close to 100, but there's always some game that doesn't.
They're overly confident in this number. And they keep stouting like we've tested every game in every region. Now the N64 library actually isn't that large.
It's not that big. Yeah.
So the only thing is like, how do they really know those? Did they actually complete every game? I doubt it, So that's, but maybe the way they're going about it, they just have full confidence of like, hey, but pretty neat. Red Dead Redemption coming to PS5, Xbox Series X and S, Switch 2, and even mobile December 2nd with free upgrade paths. So if you have Red Dead Redemption on Switch 1, you'll get a free upgrade to Switch 2. Same with PlayStation, Series X, whatever. And it's going to be 4K 60 on all the systems. On Switch 2, it's going to be 60, and it's saying high resolution. So I'm assuming maybe it's 1440 instead of 4K, something like that. But the Switch 2 version's going to have mouse controls added on where the others wouldn't. Cool. And with PlayStation and Switch, you'll be able to continue your progress if you were playing on the last version. So small thing there. Horizon Still Frontiers is a new MMO set in Guerrilla's Horizon universe, and it's coming to PC and mobile. It is not hitting PlayStation, but it is a Horizon game. And if you watch gameplay, it looks very much like Monster Hunter. Made by NC Soft. There's no date set. They didn't say if it was free to play or paid. But no PlayStation on a Horizon IP game. I get it's an MMO and all that sort of stuff, but I still thought that was wildly weird. But I kind of don't give a crap. I'm not a huge Horizon fan. I think it's good. But I'm not like dying to play like an MMO mobile thing.
Exactly, MMO and mobile. That's got me like.
How is that going?
Yeah, no, it's not, whatever it's gonna be. If it was just on PC, I'd be like, oh man, they might be swinging for the fences, like trying to do something special.
No, it's some crappy mobile port that happens to work on PC.
Exactly. So it's just like this is not what. It's not going to be, anything special. I don't think.
Nintendo held a special direct for the Super Mario Galaxy movie. It's released in April 3rd of 2026. We got Brie Larson, who played as Captain Marvel and was in Scott Pilgrim vs. the World, as voicing Rosalina. And Bowser Jr., this was interesting. Director of Uncut Gems. He is playing Bowser Jr., Benny Safdie. So
that's a great movie, so
yeah.
No, Uncut Gems, Oppenheimer. I've never seen The Curse, but Oppenheimer and Uncut Gems is.
I like both of those movies, so
yeah.
All right.
From Software announced Forsaken Hollows DLC coming to Elden Ring Night Rain. Did you even play Night Rain, Rudy?
I didn't end up playing it. I had always wanted to check it out. I just got busy with other games. What I will say is I have a buddy who did play it, and he ended up playing it by himself. He just said playing it with a friend was like, it was fun, but he said it was actually easier to play by yourself, and he just got super into it. And
oh, wow.
Yeah, he ended up I don't know. I guess he was explaining it in a way where like you would summon someone else, but the bosses would get way too hard and something like that. So he ended up just beasting through it himself, I guess. But yeah, I never really got into it. So
Okay. The DLC is gonna add 2 new playable characters. There's a new area. They're not really saying much on it, but basically they reference like the Great Hollow, saying it's a great cavity in the depths. And there's going to be 2 new bosses. So it's going to be like, I don't know what the price is going to be on this thing, but I'm assuming, kind of what a usual like DLC sort of pack would include. Nothing too crazy.
25 to 50. Like, it depends on how big it is, but
yeah.
This next one is just, dude, this is brain dead shit.
Todd Howard says Elder Scrolls 6 is still a long way off. But teases it could be Shadow Drop. Like,
why would you do that? Why would you Shadow Drop?
Why did you show this? How many years ago was it that they showed it? That must have been like 20.
I don't fully defend him, but I'm halfway defend him because there were clearly it was the whole Fallout thing because you had the Fallout Online game and they were trying to say, hey, well, look, just so you guys think we're not just doing everything in like online MMO space.
Yeah,
we're just trying to tell you guys that we are going to still have normal and we're going to. I mean,
they could have just said that,
but they shouldn't have done the whole. Like, trailer of like landscape with the logo popping up and all that.
They could have just said like, here's our trailer. Like, hope you enjoyed our trailer for Fallout 4, and don't worry, we're still working on Elder Scrolls.
I think would have been shareholders freaked out and were like, hey, because they were taking so many like back-to-back hits at that time, as far as like bad PR, that they're like, you've got to put out a teaser for Elder Scrolls 6. We don't give a shit if you just got a sketchbook. You make something, and because that way it gins up excitement for the actual company and the stock, because they were probably losing their ass at that time. But you're right. If you look at it now, we haven't seen anything. Not even like, these are some character designs we're working on, or this is. I'm really worried that whatever they come out with, it's just not gonna be up to the standard of
this today. Is gonna be their next game now, outside of like a Fallout 3 remake, but this is gonna be like it's all the whole team is on it. It's all hands. They're working on this. Do know that. So, but if he's saying it like that, I guess I'm gonna assume 2 years minimum, like 2027 at the earliest. At that point, probably 2028, and we'll probably have new systems at that point.
Yeah, and talking about shadow dropping it, to me, it's like, I mean, it is one of those.
They could get away with it because they're big enough, but it's still gonna, it's still gonna hurt. Well, like you might as well build excitement a little.
Exactly, yeah, dude. The hype, and then do like these slow leaks, and
do what they did with Fallout 4 a few months.
There's all kinds of ways that you can get it to where it's like at a fever pitch where people, they just got it. They got to get it. But I'm seriously worried. I forget what game. I was watching a preview of a game. Oh man, I wish I'd gotten the name of it. But it was like a Skyrim-like game, and it looked great, man. And some of the stuff they were doing and I'm like, what is Bethesda gonna do in 6 that really puts this above and beyond, like The Witcher 3, all the RPGs that have come out since Skyrim? They're gonna have to do something special. I mean, I love armor. Like in Skyrim, they added like where you could make the armor crafting. But what are they gonna do now?
Because I like Starfield, but in no way was that like, oh, this is now the next big great thing.
Groundbreaking.
It felt like more of their old stuff, but in space.
It's gonna be a shame if the game comes out and they're like, oh, it's good, but like if that's what happens, dude, what does that do to the Elder Scrolls?
This is the last thing they have of people to like insanely look forward to. Yeah, they've
got to do something. I don't know. I just don't know if Bethesda has the people anymore to do it. but we'll see. I mean, that's what I'm. And
And
talking
the
about
bigger
a
thing
shadow
too,
drop,
what
like
do they even do? What could they even do? What could anybody do? I don't know.
go big, like really big world, and to me, I'm like, okay, I don't know, dude, because it wouldn't. There is, I don't think there is like a this do this and everybody will be happy type of
Yeah, I
thing.
don't know what that would even be.
Yeah, because for me, I'm like, oh yeah, make it hardcore, make it to where you got to go around and talk to people and figure out where you're going. Like or there is no mini game map and there is no or mini map. Like you have to take the third left after you cross the stream, that kind of stuff. But a lot of people would not like that. They would be like, "Yeah, this is fucking too convoluted."
That they could if they did it correctly, right? So think again, Nintendo. When you play Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom, that is what you're playing. They aren't. That you are just
Not
left to your
hands.
own senses.
Right.
So they could, but you have to make it fun as well. Like at the end of the day, people are doing that because you're having fun messing with crazy contraptions or physics with fire and all this weird stuff. You have to make it fun for people to want to use their imagination and explore. If it played just like the others played, and then made it even more hardcore, but didn't make it more fun, you're just gonna be bored.
It's not gonna. Yeah. I'm worried for him, man. I am. Hopefully they figure something out, but yeah, it's just gaming has. When did Skyrim first come out? 2012.
2011.
Oh,
maybe I just thought of something.
Think about
actually,
how much gaming has changed since 2011. Like,
what if you could do combat crazily fun and cool? Like it's almost like character action game, but you're in the space of an Elder Scrolls.
Tighten it up to where you're actually doing parries and because historically that's been a super weak point is the combat in those games. That could make it really fun.
What if it played like I don't even know what that would be, but I don't know, Devil May Cry, Bayonetta, whatever, these sort of like crazy fun takes on and shooting out spells left and right, doing flips and all this cool stuff, but the world was everything else was like Bethesda RPG. I mean, it's gonna take something like that of like
Well, one thing I just thought of when you said that, or you have like the differences between class, like say you play a rogue or a ranger and it feels like Bayonetta or something
Or if you but then like some super tanky holy knight dude.
Completely different gameplay experience. That could be one way that they could do it, but Bethesda's taking a lot of they got a lot of bruises. Can they do that? I don't know. But anyway, I just thought that was funny, them saying, oh, it could be shadow dropped. To me, that would be the dumbest decision in the world to do that. Like, oh, guys, guess what? Like Saturn Day type shit. That would be that would be like, I get it for Oblivion remaster. But Elder Scrolls 6, no, dude, you got to have a whole, they need to be doing a damn parade if they really want to get people hyped for that thing. But anyway, I just saw that. I was like, Todd Howard's.
They had N7 Day with the Mass Effect stuff. Blah blah blah. Who cares? But there's one little thing to where like, hey, the TV adaptation is still coming. Like we were asking for this, but and the Amazon is involved in that, and apparently that's coming along smoothly. And then they wanted to say that, oh, just so you know, we are still working on the next Mass Effect game, and it's all on hands now that Dragon Age is out. But I have zero expectation. I actually have reverse expectation. I'm expecting it to be an utter failure. But, they can prove us wrong, but I'm in no way even slightly following any hype with any of that. And with the TV show, I don't know. Who knows, right? It's like Fallout was done really well. Halo was not. I guess we'll see. I guess anything could really be the case. Kind of doesn't matter how crappy BioWare's been at making games because they're not going to be involved in making this show. Yeah. So
if they get say if they went and got the guy who did I can't believe I can't remember his name right now. Ronald D. Moore, the guy who did Battlestar Galactica.
Oh yeah.
Star Trek. He was producer of Deep Space Nine, like the head producer. If they went and got him, the world of Mass Effect is deep enough and complex enough.
Yep.
Anybody that is a halfway competent writer could figure out an awesome ass.
They have a lot to work with if somebody cared enough. For sure.
Somebody talented that could get in there, because they've done a great job of building the world. It's just I would love because I love science fiction. Mass Effect, I'd love for it.
I would like this TV show, movie, whatever, if it was actually good. I just don't. I just don't know what I'm supposed to expect.
What do you think? Do they go the Shepard? Oh, it says Shepard likely won't be involved in the show.
In the show. So the TV adaptation's a brand new story set after the events of the trilogy.
It's got to have the Spectres in it. I think it has to be something about the special, because those are like basically walking around like Judge Dredd almost. Like they're the most respected. It's got to have the Spectres. If not Shepard, then some other Spectre. I hope that they do something good with it. They just got to get the right guy involved. They got or gal. They've got to get somebody who is proven, in there. Ronald D. Moore is who I'd be like, dude, you gotta come do this. But I don't know if they got the money.
Yeah, but does he also want to attach his name? And
he's got another thing going with Apple. Yeah, he's got his thing going with the Apple TV. Something about the moon.
There's a new Apple TV show I badly want to see. The Breaking Bad people events.
Oh, dude,
I haven't watched it yet.
Polybus or whatever.
Yeah. Pluribus is so freaking good.
Pluribus, yeah.
Oh my god. Yeah, I'll tell you about that in a bit.
The stuff that I saw had like Shutter Island vibes. The movie with Leonardo DiCaprio where
good movie,
yeah, that's what it made me think of. But anyway.
I can give you a bit about it, but I don't even want to say much because it's a show that you should definitely go in blind to, but I'll give you just enough to maybe pique your interest.
All right. A few things. Grand Theft Auto 6, we didn't get to talk on it yet. Hey, it's delayed, guys. Everyone in the world knows at this point.
Womp womp.
November 2026 now. I don't know. It's
this time next year.
Figures.
1 year.
Plenty of games to play. It is what it is, whatever.
Cloud streaming is now available on PlayStation Portal. Up until this point, you've been unconnected to the PlayStation 5. There was a beta of being able to play like a few games straight from their cloud servers and not from your system. Well, now it's fully open to the public. So if you got a PlayStation Portal, you can play from their servers and not from your PlayStation. So PS5 isn't even needed anymore to technically be able to use a portal, and you can stream from them instead. I want to see this in practice because, again, I have tried multiple times with different PlayStation streaming things. Have been highly disappointed every time I've tried. I technically have never used a portal, though. But
I doubt that this will be...
Anytime I look anything up, it's always split. People are like, "Oh, what's perfect?" And then you have the next person being like, "It's shit." Really? So I don't know. I guess everyone always has their own expectations, and maybe and different
Wi-Fi,
internets and what it.
Yeah, you get Wi-Fi 7. Maybe that shit's I got Wi-Fi 6 still. I gotta see if they even offer a Wi-Fi 7. I guess I could go with the AP, but yeah, no.
But it's a little interesting of having this piece of hardware, not having a PS5. You could spend $200, and next thing you know, you could technically have access to PS5 games.
Yeah, all the games. Yeah.
So
especially if you already have a PS5 library purchased.
Exactly.
That would be nice.
You could sell your system and be like, I don't use it that much. I could buy this thing and sell the console. And the times I do want to play something exclusive randomly here and there, I could use this sort of deal. But I guess the only caveat to that is you have to be a PlayStation Plus premium member to even have access to that.
And a lot of those benefits are lost. Like you would want, I don't know. You think you would want the console to take full advantage of all those. If you're paying that much for PlayStation Premium, you would want to take advantage of that.
Tales of Basira. This is actually one of the better ones in
I've heard good things
all the
about this
series. It's getting remastered. This just got announced a few days ago. It's arriving February 27th of next year. I am excited for this. I never beat this. This was back on PS3, and my PS3 went to crap. It straight up died on me as I was working through this game, of all things. But
Which model?
It wasn't like the original.
Oh, it was.
I think it was a slim. It was like a later slim one.
The first slim, the one that had feed. Yeah. People shit on the slide door, but I think that's probably one of the most reliable ones you can buy.
I
shit can't. It's not gonna break. Super simple.
I also I like the look. It looks so dumb, the George Foreman style, but I like them. I like it.
That's the one I had. Was a little slide, slap it in there. It reminded me of Sega CD or something. I just felt good. Cheap but good.
Let's get into these nominees for Game of the Year 2025, and here's all we're gonna do is I'm gonna pull up the site, and we're just gonna say aloud what we're selecting each one, and what you think you're gonna win. We don't have to go into explaining this game, that game, yada yada yada. If you want to say something on it, you can, but we're just gonna go down the list, say what you're voting on, and say what you think's gonna win.
All right. You want to read off the first game of the year and the games, and then we'll do it like that. All right. So for game of the year, we got 6 nominated games. So we got Claire Obscure Expedition 33. We have Death Stranding 2 on the Beach. Donkey Kong Bonanza. Hades 2. Hollow Knight Silk Song, and Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. So who wants to go first? You want me to go first?
What are we voting of, what we think it actually is?
So
we think is actually going to win?
No, not going to win. What you want to win.
Oh, what I want to win.
What you're voting on.
So I'll just say, personally, I've played Expedition 33, Hollow Knight, and Donkey Kong Bonanza. I only played a bit of Death Stranding 2. I plan to play it. I feel very strongly that Death Stranding 2 is going to be an amazing game. I haven't played Hades 2, and I haven't played Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, although I've heard both of those games are amazing too. I feel that even if I played all 6 of these games, I would still come away with thinking that Hollow Knight will be my game of the year. So that's what I'm picking personally. So
what do you think's going to win?
What do I think is going to win? I think that Expedition 33 is going to win because I feel that Expedition and the Hollow Knight are now. Some people are going to not like this comment, but I think that games that come out in early access and then when they're done coming out fully, they end up in the Game of the Year list. I feel like people are less likely to vote for those games because although they did come out technically this year, I feel like when people look at that, they're like, it's been in their mind already.
I agree.
So I feel like when they go to vote, they're less likely to vote for that. That's just my personal feeling on the matter, I feel like people look at Hades, and although it's probably an amazing game, they're probably like, nah, I'm not going to vote for that. That didn't come out this year. Even though it's not true, that's what I think. Do you know what I mean? That's what I think people are going to think when they look at that. So, but that being said, when people look at this, I think people are going to be more leaning towards these games that have smaller studios. So regardless of how good these 6 games are, because they're all incredible games, I would bet that people are going to pick one of these 3, Expedition 33, Hades 2, or Hollow Knight. That's where I'm leaning. And then of those 3, I think it's going to be Hollow Knight or Expedition. And for some reason, I think more people probably played Expedition. So that's how I got to that conclusion.
Okay. Eddie, what's your vote? What do you actually think is the best here?
So I haven't played enough of.
We all haven't played all the games. Yeah.
I would. So okay. If I would. Honestly, I want to mention this. Arc Raiders got snubbed out of this more than likely because they used AI voices, and they don't want to reward.
I think it's the release
any kind
time.
of AI.
I think it's the release timing.
It's too close.
It's too close to this, and people haven't had enough time for it to build. There's no way you build Clear Expedition 33, for example. Let's say that was what you're going to pick. You played it for months, you beat it. You played this game for what, a few weeks? Somehow you're going to rank it above it.
This game came out October 30th, so it's not even.
It's not even a month old.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that's the real issue.
They announced
there's a lot of people who are pissed because they were like, "This is game of the year. This is game," and it's a great game. I just wanted to mention that there's people who really feel butthurt about this. What I would vote for, man. So really, I haven't played any of these games enough. Like Kingdom Come Deliverance, I've only played the intro and a little bit of it. I played one. I loved one. And I've heard that it's just more of the same, but I'm going to say what I would vote is Death Stranding, honestly, just because, it's Kojima. I just feel like that would
your knowledge of each of these games, of what you think would come out on the other end.
Right.
That would be what I would say is most valuable to me. Now, what I think is going to win, I think Clair Obscure Expedition 33 is going to win because... fucking weebs. No,
you know how like Final Fantasy VII broke through back on PS1. Yeah, I feel like this was what happened with Clair Obscure. All the people who didn't play Japanese or turn-based games, they're starting with this game and being mind blown, and it's breaking through like it is back when Final Fantasy VII dropped.
Yeah, I think that Clair Obscure is going to win. But yeah, I would vote if it was me, and I'm saying which one of these is most valuable. I love Kingdom Come 1, but Death Stranding to me, the storytelling and it's Kojima, and I would vote for that for Game of the Year. I'm going to vote it right now.
Okay. So what I think is going to win. Clear Obscure Expedition 33. I'm with y'all. It's that or Hollow Knight, and I think Clear Obscure is gonna win. My vote, Death Stranding 2 on the beach. I've played all. I haven't played Silk Song. I only played like a few hours just to know. Oh, this is super solid. I would love to play it. Yeah.
He would go Silk Song, I feel like.
But of what I've played, my favorite is Death Stranding 2 on the beach. And it's actually like pretty like I'm not even doubting it.
Yeah.
So I loved it.
Split Fiction, in my opinion, should have been in here. That was a really incredible game, and I'm kind of surprised it's not in here. So.
Okay. Let's move this along. Best gaming direction.
Game direction.
What is your vote, Rudy? We'll just stick in the same order. Rudy, Eddie, me. Okay. What's winning?
Let's see. And can we? I know we do this conversation every year, but can we just clarify again? What exactly are we saying when we say game direction?
I know it's such like
to me. Okay, to me it's okay. You have the lead, like in a movie.
Well, there's two. Sorry, I'm gonna break off those two categories. You have to keep this in mind. There is a best art direction, and there's a best game direction.
Best game direction.
So keep that in mind before what you say.
And innovation and game direction and design.
Yes. So best game direction. What is game direction? Now, what I say, and I've said this every year, I think it's literally like how hard and how impressive was the development of this game. Like when they made Breath of the Wild or Tears of the Kingdom, the fact that they were able to make systems where you could teleport through the roof at any place on the whole map, the fact that you can fuse any item with any item, the fact that somehow all this works without breaking anything is highly impressive in a development standpoint. So that's what I take from best game direction is the impressiveness of the development of this game.
Okay, so in that case, then out of all these games, they're all impressive in their own right. And I've actually played some of Ghost of Yotei. The one that stands out to me the most in that aspect then is Split Fiction, because Split Fiction and its presentation and everything it does is so impressive and unique, and it like surprises me at every turn. So that's what I'm voting for, and that's what I think will win, honestly, because they didn't call it out in Game of the Year, so I think they'll call it out here. So
Okay.
So I'll go next. I agree that Split Fiction does fit one definite, like that definition that you laid out. I would say Split Fiction. To me, when I look at best game direction and awarded for outstanding creative vision and innovation in game direction and design, I'm thinking of like an auteur, like a Wes Anderson.
I'm seeing it that way too.
One of those,
like you're a
there's
food
only
critic.
one of those.
Yeah.
There's only one of those here.
Kojima.
Exactly, dude. Yeah. And so like so in one, and again, this is why I wish I would have at least given each one of these games like 10 hours. Because I'm going on prequel. Like in both of these categories, I've had to consider prequel.
80%
of the people voting in here are doing that, by the way. So you're not alone.
Well, I mean, it's all you can go off of. But I will say, Joseph Fares, listen, I'm not saying he's on the same level, but he does remind me of like a Kojima, and in a way, he'll probably get to some sort of similar category, because he does have like a vision, and he sets himself apart, which I really like about him. Like, he doesn't really care what anyone else is doing, They should include the director, the actual game director under here, instead of the publisher and the developer. They should. Who was the? Because there's always going to be a guy at the head that is leading the direction.
Let's say best game director.
Yeah, because no one else is doing what he's doing. No one else is doing these co-op games where if you cannot play this game without a real human, and you're going to have this experience, right? It's not going to be the same. And the creativity on display in this game is like no other, and his other two games too, So
I would vote.
But I get what you're saying. I mean, you haven't played it. You're going based off what you.
But I do think Split Fiction, by one definition, I think probably should win, because none of these other games, even Death Stranding, because I heard Death Stranding is actually more combat than it is. The first one, I would say for sure, Death Stranding 1, that was bold, like the direction they took. Package hauler exclusively, basically. Right. But I would, just because of the way the story and the epicness and how it feels, I'm going to vote Death Stranding 2. I do think Split Fiction will probably win, though.
Yeah,
I do hope it wins, because that kind of stuff should be rewarded. Because Hades 2, awesome game, doesn't really do much special. I played,
especially after the first one.
Yeah, Ghost of Yotei, from what I understand, it's just basically another version of And Clair Obscur is a Final Fantasy ripoff.
They just took the best of like everything that existed and did it really, really well.
And I don't care if that pisses whoever off, dude. It's what it is.
Yeah, they did it really well.
They did a great job, but they took a known formula and recreated it. So the only two real viable ones is Split Fiction and Death Stranding. I'm going to pick Death Stranding. I would not be upset if Split Fiction wins. That's fine.
All right.
I think Clair Obscur is going to win here too, just because that's just the conversation piece and all that, the hype. But yes, my vote goes to Death Stranding 2 again. I actually got real close to beating Split Fiction. I'm near the end. Me and my kid are actually about to beat it. I love it. I do think when you actually play Death Stranding 2, your expectations based off the first game are so not even close to the reality of what this game is.
Well, it's
Kojima at his fullest, and
as soon as they release it on PC, I'll love to play it.
His attention to detail, no one's close.
All right, let's keep going. We're getting too caught up in the weeds here.
Best narrative.
Best narrative.
This is a good question.
I have not. I have not played all of these, but from what I have played, again, my vote might have been different if I played Death Stranding, but Claire Obscure's narrative was awesome. So I'm gonna go ahead and.
I'm actually pretty split on this. Me personally, I don't know what I'd pick. I think they're both 10 out of 10s in narratives. I think they both did exactly what they should have done. So it's really hard to pick. I love the narrative in Claire Obscure. I love the narrative in Death Stranding 2. I don't know. I would flip a coin.
Claire Obscure, and I think Claire Obscure will win, to be fair.
Yeah. Completely uninformed decision here. I'm going with Death Stranding. But it's because with the caveat that I'm completely ignorant to the story of any of these games.
Best art direction.
Art direction. I'm gonna go with.
What the hell? These are all the same games over and over again. I do not like it.
I know. I don't either.
I'm gonna go with Hollow Knight because I just absolutely love the art style in that game. I think it looks so beautiful, and Hades honestly looks really, really good too. I mean, they all look are really good looking games. But I really love the art in God. All these games look so good.
They all look real good.
I'm gonna pick Hollow Knight. I think Hollow Knight. There's so much attention to the detail and the art in Hollow Knight, even in the backgrounds, little tiny touches. Even when you're like falling down in the game, little things they do with her little cloak and stuff. It's just the game looks so good.
I would actually vote Claire Obscure here. I think it has the best art direction.
I'm picking Hollow Knight.
Yeah, I love Japanese culture, especially from the era that Yotai's in, but I'm going to go Claire Obscure because it's something different.
And by the way, I fired up Yotai the other day, and my God, I didn't think they could make Ghost of Tsushima look better, but holy crap, that game is incredibly good looking.
Tune up, yeah.
All right.
Next score and
music. This is an easy one for me. Yes, it is. I thought Expedition wasn't in here. Expedition 33 has some of the best music I've heard in a long, long time. I listen to it on YouTube Music all the time. It's so freaking good. Hollow Knight has really good music too. From what I heard, Death Stranding 2 had some good music in it.
It has phenomenal music, but I'm with you, Expedition
33 is another level. Man,
it is very different than anything we've ever heard, and in all the best ways.
The main menu music freaking goes so hard. I remember when I first booted that game up, I remember I would turn the music on, like I would turn my PC on, and sometimes I'd put the main menu music on and like go get a drink from the kitchen and stuff, and my wife would walk in the room, she's like, "What is that music?" I'm like, "Stop. Just let it play. Let it play for like 5 minutes." It was the best. So yeah, I'm going with that.
I think that's gonna win, and I think that's the best.
I think that's gonna win too.
I'm gonna take y'all's word for it. My whole thing is I just can't believe they couldn't find like Eartheon, the dude who did the Shinobi games, that did the soundtrack for Streets of Rage. How do you not throw something else on here? That was released this year, because this is all like, I get it, they're all great games, but man,
I know,
I just don't like having to pick between these same 5
Shinobi
games.
soundtrack is sick. I have listened to it. I have yet to play the game. I've listened to the soundtrack, and it is very good.
Like,
very good.
I'm gonna go
pretty similar
with
on the next one.
33.
Best audio design. Yeah, this is more of like, think like sound effects, think more of like how to gun sound, that kind of things.
I didn't play Battlefield 6. I've heard people raving about it. I don't really know much about the audio design though.
It's really good. It's really good.
I've heard some cool stuff about Silent Hill F with the sounds and everything. I don't know for sure though. So I couldn't
Death Stranding 2, I think wins here for me. It's one of those things, you know how when you're playing, when you got the PS5, you're playing Astrobot, and you're feeling the controller, and like, it feels different when you're in the grass compared to when you're walking in sand. Well, Death Stranding with its auto design of like what exactly you're doing and how different things sound and how perfect they, like, I don't know, you knocking on a piece of metal compared to a piece of wood, or walking on this and that, like, the audio design's incredible with this,
and going through the interface, like the menus.
Yep.
They've always paid a lot of attention to that. I initially was going to say Battlefield 6 just because it does have great, especially when you get in a chaotic situation. It's like, super immersive. But just because of I know what Kojima does with his interface, like when you hit the start button and you start going through menus, or you're interacting with different things on screen, it's kind of Sony is the only one that does it even close. So, but like all the way back to Metal Gear Solid 1, like going through hit R1 and going do like the sounds are always super
he's
tight in
perfect.
design. So, I'll go with Death Stranding.
I'll take your guys' word on it.
Best
All right, let's keep going.
performance. So this is
Best
somebody playing a
performance.
character. So Ben
All
Starr as Verso and Clear Obscure. Charlie Cox as Gustav in Clear Obscure. You got Erica Ishii, I guess, as Setsu and Ghost of Yote.
Where does it say who they're playing? I don't see that.
It just says the game.
Ben Starr as Verso.
Oh,
So-
it doesn't
I
say
don't
that
show
for me.
that for me. Yeah, it don't say that for me.
Okay, well, you can just tell us.
well,
Verso
it's in
and
the
then-
document.
Oh,
Oh,
All right, okay.
okay.
Got it.
Okay.
Let me go down again. Hold on. Okay, I see it. Ben Starr is Verso. Charlie Cox is Gustav. Erica Ishii is Atsu. Jennifer English is Mael. Wow, there's a lot of players here in here.
I know.
Konatsu Kato as Shimizu Hinaku.
My answer is that last one. I played Indiana Jones Great Circle.
They
Phenomenal
did
game, by the way.
Indiana
Yeah, talk about a game that's been snubbed. Where the is this game in other categories?
right,
Anyway, but Troy Baker, I don't know. I mean, that's the thing. It's like he's so overrated. I'm tired of hearing his voice. Blah blah blah. Dude, he might as well just be Harrison Ford.
No, he was really good.
Crazy
I didn't
good.
beat Indiana Jones, but what I played, he was really good as it. But man, I don't know if I could ignore how great some of these people were in Clair Obscur. Like it's between Mael
I like Mael a lot.
and Gustav.
in Claire
They're
Obscure.
both so
She
good.
was
I
my
think I'm gonna have to
favorite.
give it to Mael. She was amazing, man.
Mhm.
So I'm gonna have to go with her. I think
I'm gonna go with Charlie Cox because
he was really good too. And you know what's so crazy is he said people would come up to him on the street and be like, "Oh my god, I loved you in Clair Obscur or whatever," and he was like, "Oh my god, really?" He's like, "I just went into the booth like one day and knocked out all those lines."
Yeah, he was in Boardwalk Empire, and he was a really good character in that show.
God.
So that's why I'm voting for him from a previous show.
Best independent game.
Oh wait, I got innovation accessibility next. What?
Yeah.
Did I skip one?
Yeah, I'm about to say first thing popped up when you said
hold
that
on.
was Assassin's Creed Shadows. I'm like, oh, this is an indie game now.
Best innovation and
But
accessibility.
if,
Okay.
if we are doing an innovation accessibility,
Yes, we are. Innovation
Doom
and
the Dark
accessibility,
Ages-
Assassin's Creed Shadows, Autumn Fall, Doom the Dark Ages, EA Sports, FC 25, and South of Midnight.
Dude, Doom the Dark Ages, I've never seen a menu that had more options
I
to
agree.
literally change every single setting in the game. I
It's
didn't
the
change
winner. It's
I
for sure
kept
the
it
winner.
how it was, but I was super impressed. You can change the speed, the way the enemies aggress towards you, the color blind, like they had everything. So I was like super impressed by that. So I'm gonna give it up to them.
Yeah, I'll go with that.
Oh shoot, games for impact.
Okay, next, Games for Impact.
Sometimes you can find some good games in here, and I actually did play Lost Records Bloom and Rage, and I thought it was a very good. I played South of Midnight too. Damn, which one did I like more? By the way, just to get, I don't know if you guys played either of these, but I'll just tell you, South of Midnight was cool in the sense that it taught me a lot of cool things about like like New Orleans style
Louisiana.
culture, some cool like folk
Yeah, but
tales.
we live, I mean, we're hours away, like 3
You guys are
4
not too
hours
far
away.
away. Yeah.
Acadiana,
and-
yeah, I got friends and family in Acadiana.
exactly.
Yeah.
I'm pretty
But it was
familiar
cool.
with the
So it was-
area.
I guess it was
and-
cool for someone like me who is not familiar with anything like that, you know?
Yeah.
And then Lost Records Bloom and Rage was cool because it was like a tale about these, young teenage girls and what they're going through and everything. I kind of enjoyed the Lost Records Bloom and Rage more, I'd say. Because it was a story about when they're older and younger, and it went back and forth between the two time
I
periods.
played a little of Lost Records, love what I played. That would be
Mhm.
what I would pick.
Yeah, I'm going to go with that.
Yeah.
Man, I just like the cover of Despalote. Honestly, like
Pretty dope.
I
It's
know,
like an album cover.
yeah, I know more about South of Midnight. I have not all the other ones. This is no comment. I'll just say no comment. I'm gonna make my vote, but I'm just gonna let you know it's based on the cover.
Do it.
All right, best ongoing game.
I don't know because I don't play any of these. Rob, which game should I vote for?
Oh, I'm gonna say my vote is Helldivers.
The only one I haven't played or don't play is Fortnite. I played the others.
Do not vote for Fortnite. Whatever.
I'll just vote for Final Fantasy 14. I always hear good things.
Yeah, Final Fantasy 14 is a great game, and a lot of people love it.
I mean, that's my favorite every time, and that's what I would pick. But I just want to shout out. I was surprised. Eddie knows Marvel Rivals. I wasn't expecting to play this game, and I got hooked.
Yeah,
I love it.
Yeah.
So.
Okay, best community support. Are they still supporting Helldivers 2 a lot these days? No Man's Sky, they're still putting out stuff for it, aren't they?
This is community
They always
support.
are.
Oh, community support. I see.
So definitely Helldivers 2. As far as the mod scene goes, Helldivers 2 and Baldur's Gate 3 should win this because they have incredible stuff they've done.
To where I'll do Baldur's Gate.
Yeah, it expands it. You know how deep D&D is. They have added all kinds of stuff to that game that make it to where it's pretty much like you can do a lot of different D&D experiences.
Yeah, that's going to be my vote.
Next page is easy for me. Best independent game. Although I will shout out Ball Pit. I don't know if you guys have played that game, but it's really fun.
I need to.
It's really fun. It's pretty simple, but it is a fun little, addictive game. Blueprints, I've played a bit too. Shout out to that game too. Very cool little roguelite game. But man, I just think Hollow Knight is just such an incredible game. So that's what I'm picking.
Yeah, of these, again, just because I haven't played Hollow Knight, I'm picking Clair Obscur, but,
best debut indie game. Debut indie game. Okay.
Best debut indie game. Blueprints, again, Clair Obscur 33, Desolate, or Dispatch.
I think Expedition 33 is the best game here, but I kind of want to pick Dispatch because I want to give it some love because it's so freaking good, but I don't think it's better than Expedition, but it's like I haven't been able to vote Dispatch for anything, you know?
I'm sure people are going to do the same too.
Yeah, I might just give Dispatch some love. I voted Expedition 33.
But yeah, my answer would be Clair Obscur on a technical level. Best mobile game, Destiny Rising. Apparently it's good. Whatever. I have no interest. Same Persona 5, Phantom X, whatever.
I'll give it
Sonic Rumble, Emanusa, how do you say that? Pretty Derby, and Wuthering Waves. I'm just
I heard Wuthering Waves is really good, but
I'm just gonna give it to Persona 5 just because I like it. I don't know.
Exactly.
What the heck is this?
All right. Best AR VR. I don't care about this at all either.
I've never heard of Ghost Town. What the heck is that?
I haven't played any of these. I haven't even seen any of these, so skip.
How do they pick the most random VR games?
Best action game.
Best action game. Okay.
I played the demo of Shinobi Art of Vengeance. It was sick. Better than Doom: The Dark Ages. Ninja Gaiden 4. Shinobi, but I got about halfway through, and then my Game Pass ended, and I'll pick it up. But of what I know and played and all that, I'm gonna say Ninja Gaiden 4.
I'm gonna pick Doom because I really enjoyed it, and I haven't played these others, so.
You haven't played
Battlefield 6 is what I'm going with.
Best action adventure.
Even though it's not, but it's
not an action game.
It's not, but it's there. I'm going with it. They gave me the option. I'm going with it. I would probably pick Shinobi.
Hollow Knight is an action adventure game, really?
I would probably do Shinobi Art of Vengeance. If I played all these games, I think I'd probably pick Shinobi. But since I haven't, I'm going with Battlefield.
I'm gonna give Ghost of Yotei some love because I haven't. Is Death Stranding 2 an action? I don't even know.
I would call that an action adventure. I would call it more adventure. It's not really action.
Oh, action adventure. Oh,
yeah.
It kind of makes sense. Whatever.
Indiana Jones and the Great Circle. I'm gonna go with that on this.
But again, the technical answer for me is gonna be with what you would think Death Stranding 2. If I'm feeling like bad for and I want to pick somebody else, I'm picking Indiana Jones. So.
Best RPG.
Best RPG. Avowed. Clair Obscur Expedition 33. Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. Monster Hunter Wilds. The Outer Worlds 2. Outer Worlds 2. Huge shout out again. I played a bit of it before my Game Pass ended. I really liked it. I was quite shocked.
Okay.
It is much better than I ever expected.
Obsidian with two entries.
And Avowed combat is crazy good. The problem is the game is like it's not great and it's like narrative executions and yada yada yada. And like world building, like I think, Elder Scrolls and Fallout and all that, Outer Worlds I think do better than all that. But strictly combat, weirdly, a Valve would win. It's really cool. You can like dual wield wands, and it's very fast paced. Or you can have like a gun and a wand, so you're like blasting fools while you're shocking them and stuff. It's really cool.
Got it.
Anyway, but that's not the question here. Best RPG, again, the answer is going to be Clear Obscure 33, but I'm annoyed picking that every time.
They include massive multiplayer experiences in this category. Is that what, like, Monster Hunter Wilds would be considered?
No, it's not, because that's just 4-player co-op.
Oh.
You go into, like, lobbies.
That's not massively.
No.
Yeah. I don't like the category. I wish they would break it down into Western RPG and JRPG. Just because I prefer Western RPGs, I almost want to do Avowed, but I'm gonna have to do Kingdom Come Deliverance. Now, if it was JRPG, I don't know, man. Yeah, I'm sticking to it. I'm torn between honestly picking Expedition 33 and Kingdom Come, but I haven't voted Kingdom Come on anything, so I got to give it some love.
I gotta play that game eventually.
Best fighting game.
I haven't played any of these.
Oh, hold on.
Again, I'm obsessed over Tekken 8, but
they put Mortal Kombat Legacy Collection in here, dude. This thing was a broken freaking mess.
First of all, this collection's great, and in terms of an archive sense, getting history, getting the backgrounds of everything, put it all in one collection. It's awesome, actually. But no, there was no competition.
The gameplay, yeah.
Like compared to. But this Fatal Fury City of the Wolves, talk about the worst game ever. That game is trash.
Flop. Yeah, it's a flop. I'm gonna go with Capcom Fighting Collection 2.
That's what I did too.
I want to play Virtua Fighter 5. I haven't played it. It looks good.
Yeah, it does. Yeah. And it's like just an expanded version of, I think it was a PS3 original was where it was released. Arcade, of course, but I'm going with Capcom on this one.
Yeah.
I can't believe they included some of these other ones. It's almost like they didn't have anything to put in this category.
That is what it was. Best family: Donkey Kong Bonanza, Lego Party, Lego Voyagers, Mario Kart World, Sonic Racing Cross World, Split Fiction, and all of this. I'm
gonna pick Donkey Kong, I think.
First of all, it's not. Donkey Kong's not a family game.
It's not a family game, though.
If they mean like, your kid may like to play it, is that the criteria here? I'm assuming it's like for family play. Like I said, you got 2, 3, 4 people in a family playing a game together. That's not.
I think the only one I played with my family was Mario Kart World.
Exactly. Split Fiction, that's co-op, but that's not family game.
You play that with your wife to heal your family. The last game, what's the game they came out with before this, where you're like your parents that are shrunk?
Yeah.
It Takes Two.
Yes.
It Takes Two. I played that with my ex, and it felt good, dude. So I'm gonna go with Split Fiction.
I'm gonna go with Split Fiction here.
Yeah,
because it's like it has the potential to bring the pillars of the family together.
All right, best sim strategy. Final Fantasy Tactics.
Inverse Chronicles. I got this. No. It is phenomenal. I'm currently playing Shining Force 3, so I don't want to get too far in it, but I will be playing it after I beat Shining Force 3. But they did a great job with it. But Civilization 7, there's my pick. Game is sick. I've never played Civ, and so maybe that's all it is. I'm one of those people that like, I'm playing a JRPG the first time, and Clear Obscure is changing my whole worldview. That's kind of what's happening with Civ 7. I think I'm so shocked at how much I like it. I've never been into it before. Switch 2 version was a big turn in that too, because I can use a mouse and also play handheld and stuff. So super cool stuff. I love that would be my pick. And what I think should win, what will win, probably that too. probably
Yeah.
Civ 7 may. It's gonna be that or Tactics.
I'm gonna vote the alters on this one.
I want to play it. I have yet to play it.
I played a little bit of this one. It had a really interesting. It's the most different. I feel like.
Yeah, definitely.
So I'm gonna give it its flowers here and go with that. But I think Final Fantasy Tactics is probably gonna win just for.
I agree. That's what I think will win.
Because
That's
there's so much hype around this coming out, and people who are into.
It's good. It deserves it, but
yeah,
yeah. Best sports racing. Again, Mario Kart World's somehow on this hate train. I think it's phenomenal.
I think Mario Kart World's awesome.
Yeah.
My vote is rematch. Normally I would say FIFA 26. I don't care what they're calling it, but soccer ball game. But rematch did enough to where it felt different. Sports and racing, to me, kart racers should not be included in this. They should have their own thing. Yeah. But that's beside the point. I vote rematch, and
Hey,
best multiplayer.
Dude, they're splitting me on this one.
Arc Raiders is what I would pick.
I think
I'm picking Split Fiction.
Okay, I'm gonna go Arc Raiders, but man, Battlefield 6, it needs more time to cook.
Yeah.
Right now, right out the gate, Arc Raiders, because it feels fully cooked. You know what I mean? Like there's just so much, and it's novel. With Battlefield 6, it's like, yes, there's a lot there. There's a lot to unlock, but a lot of it feels grindy, and it's not. I'm sure in a year it'll be faring better, but right now I just don't think there's enough there. Arc Raiders.
All right.
Best adaptation: Minecraft movie, Devil May Cry, Splinter Cell, Death Watch, Last of Us Season 2, and Until Dawn. Last of Us Season 2.
That's what I'm going with. I didn't like it as much as Season 1, but I like it more than the other stuff here. I would say Minecraft movie is fun, but I do
actually. I agree though. It is the best thing here.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, that actually. Sarcasm aside, I guess I would
movie
pick
too,
that.
or Minecraft movie.
Because Devil May Cry, the things was weird and kind of sucked. I don't know.
I want to see Splinter Cell. I haven't watched that.
I haven't seen that, so I don't know.
Until Dawn, I don't even know what this is.
There's no point. The game is already a movie that you're choosing selections on what to do next, which makes it even better than just.
Oh, it's like a throwback to the
like the campy horror movies.
It's like Telltale and all that.
Yeah. Telltale. Yeah.
Great game and everything. They do a movie of it, and it's like, first of all, it already was a movie, basically.
I'm gonna go with Minecraft because they went weird enough. I haven't watched it, but they went weird enough to make it to where it was something,
Yeah, but it's not well put together. I mean, it's fun for a kid to see, but I'm telling you, dude, every 5 seconds we're jumping to the next thing, and nothing makes sense.
ADHD,
it is the most ADHD movie I've ever seen in my whole life.
To their audience, what's the thing that got real big? The chicken
jockey.
Like what?
The movie was fun, but by no means is it like some great movie. It was fun to watch one time.
It's so wild. But I didn't think it was bad. I don't want to.
No, I didn't think it was bad. No.
Oh my God,
most anticipated game, of course, Grand Theft Auto 6. If everyone's being real.
Yeah.
Because when I look at the rest of these, like, okay, 007, I'm looking forward to it. I can easily wait for that. Mm-hmm. Marvel's Wolverine, again, another game that I'm like, I'll want to play it eventually, but I'm not dying for it. Witcher 4, I really do want to play, but it's okay. And
Resident Evil, that's probably second place, just out of curiosity. What a Cyberpunk studio and Witcher studio, what is this project? CD Projekt Red, what do they do next? That is the interesting question.
And also, because I was a huge fan of The Witcher 3, so I really do. This would probably be my second place. And third place would be Resident Evil Red.
But let's be real, guys. Come on. Grand Theft Auto 6, this is like life-changing, industry-changing.
I'm going to vote for 007 First Light because just Hitman but in 007,
Yeah.
I'm gonna go for that. But my third would be Witcher 4.
Yeah, Witcher 4. I can't wait for that.
And then Grand Theft Auto is
now. Shout out to Resident Evil Requiem, and I think the demo is how to play at this point.
Yeah, look, it's Charlie.
I need to look that. Yeah, I need to do that if so. But I am looking forward to that. Like I like Resident Evil, of course.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Content creator of the year. I love Moist Critical, so he'll get my.
I know Moist Critical. I know
Burnt Peanut. Burnt Peanut.
Who the heck is Burnt Peanut?
Burnt Peanut. He's on Tarkov and Arc Raiders. If you haven't watched him, he is really, really, really good.
I'm gonna vote for Moist Critical.
Yeah, I would say I'm voting for Burnt because I've been watching him a bunch lately. But dude,
why does Charlie look so confused?
I know, I love it. It's almost like he's doing it on purpose, of for some confused troll pick.
Just best esports game. I don't really care. Counter-Strike 2. Okay, great.
Yeah, Counter-Strike 2 is the OG.
Yeah.
All right, best esports athlete. We have
again.
Oh Lord, I don't even know these people.
We have Jung Ji-hoon, Jason Susanto, Kakeru Watanabe, Thel.
The only one I even heard the name of is Chuvier or Chovy, however you say it, but I've seen him.
I'm gonna do Saul Leonardo.
I'm going with Watanabe, dude. He's Street Fighter. He looks cool. He does.
I don't
want to make visuals or.
I like the pose that Saul Leonardo.
No, just pick who looks the coolest, and I'm gonna go with him. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
All right. Esport team. Let's see which one has the coolest sound. Gen G.
No.
NRG. Energy. Team Falcons. Team Liquid PH. Team Vitality. And now let's see how cool they look.
Let's do Energy. I like.
Energy. I mean. They look kind of cool. It's celebrated.
They look Dutch because they're
all
wearing
wearing these Team
orange.
Liquid guys? They're like, shh, we're cool.
That's what I think.
Yeah.
Like
they got the PH. They got the PH going on too, like
Korean boy bands.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm
going.
Okay, I agree.
PH, baby. But they play Mobile Legends. That's kind of dorky.
Oh no, can't do it. Can't do it.
Mobile Legends, bang bang.
And then Team Falcons, they're not even showing themselves. Look at the guy on the left. He's like hugging the other dude. Like they're not even posing properly.
Yeah.
And then Gen G, they don't even look like they care. They're not in
there. They're also a South Korean boy.
I don't know, man. I feel like Team Liquid has the best picture, but they play mobile games, so that's out. And then the other dudes, the other three pictures, they're holding up the trophy. It's like, and then the first picture, they don't care. So what do we do here? I don't know.
I think that. Oh man.
And then we go based off names, like Energy. That's a cool name.
Yeah.
I don't know. Should we go Energy?
Team Vitality makes me think of that Russian guy who's arrested in the Philippines right now. Vitaly.
For being a freaking nuisance.
Yeah. And I also saw one time where he tried doing an adult video, and it was basically
he couldn't get it.
Yeah, he couldn't get it up. They just made fun of him for like 30 minutes. So unfortunately, I think they're out of it. I'm gonna go.
Yeah, just pick one, Eddie. We'll just pick one. I'll just follow you.
Man, I can't do Mobile Legends Bang Bang. So NRG, Valorant.
God, and they had such a good picture too.
I know. I agree. They're wearing like Letterman jackets and stuff. Like,
if the first guy had posed correctly, they probably would have won.
Yeah, League of Legends is a respectable game.
All right, so what is this for? Notify me when voting. So we vote 2 more times now, or what?
I don't. We're done. I don't know.
No, not now, but
that's what I'm saying. Yeah, yes. 10 nominees vote for.
You're going to be able to go to this website in the future, and they're going to open up with player's choice of some new categories.
This is like an engagement scam.
Let's wrap up the next part. Then.
Yeah, exactly. Engagement scam for sure.
All right, let's do.
All right. We'll watch. We're playing a game. We don't have a lot of time, but just go through.
I'll make my stuff quick.
Well, Rudy hit us first here.
Oh, sorry.
What are you?
going home soon?
All right, I'll run through mine quick. So basically, I played Little Nightmares 3, and it's very rare for me to come on this podcast and say anything negative. But man, I gotta say, after Little Nightmares 1 being a really good game and the DLC being even better, and Little Nightmares 2 being what I thought was like a freaking masterpiece. I gotta say, Little Nightmares 3 was not very good. I hate to report it, but it really, really let me down. The only thing that was better about the game was it looked a little better and it ran a little better. That's it. The story was not very good. The game was pretty boring, I gotta say. I was just kind of like pushing through it. It's like just going from screen to screen to screen. Everything that made number 2 so great, like the sequences where the monsters chase you and the puzzles being so great, all of that was missing in this game. I just think this is a classic case of pass it to the next developer and they drop the ball completely. And that's exactly what happened. So, yeah, very, very disappointing. So, if you are planning on playing this game, wait until it's on like a deep sale or something. So, yeah, really disappointed to report that's what happened with this game. So, okay, go ahead. So that's Little Nightmares 3. But thankfully, I saw that not only do we know that the original studio, the Tarsier Studios that made Little Nightmares 1 and 2, they're making that game Reanimal. So if you want some of the original studios work, get that. And they just announced a release date today, I think I saw. I think it's like February 16th or 26th. One of those two, ends in a 6. Is coming out early next year. So there you go. And there's a demo out right now. So there's that. Ralph, stop. Real quick, Ghost of Yote. I downloaded it the other day because I had some extra cash. I was like, let me get this game. I fired it up, did like the intro sequence, really cool start. And I went out into the world and it seems very much I played for like an hour only. Seems very much reminiscent of the first game with some like new mechanics. It looks way better. It runs way better. But yeah, so far, very, very similar to the first one. Not that that's a bad thing. So with some new mechanics so far, but man, it feels great so far. So if you are okay with the game feeling a lot like the last one so far, I'm sure they're going to add some new mechanics and things as you go. But if you're okay with that 5 years later, then I'd say check it out. But I think I'm gonna have a great time with this game. I hear the story is really good and stuff. So yeah. So very, very early on in that game. And then last for the games is Dispatch. I've been playing this game. I can't put this game down. It is so much fun. It feels like I'm watching an episode of Invincible. And the writing is so freaking good. If you like the kid like Mark from Invincible, then you'll love this kid. His name's Robert Robertson, which is such a freaking superhero character name.
Robert Robertson.
Yeah. Aaron Paul plays him, like from Breaking Bad. And he's so, I can't stress enough how good he is as this character. He's such a good, beaten down, kind of like down in the dumps guy. The whole premise is like he was this superhero. He doesn't have powers, but he would control this like mech or whatever, and then things go wrong, and now he's like a little bit down the line. He's like a dispatcher for these, think like Suicide Squad, like these former villains who are now trying to be heroes. And of course, you can't just turn them overnight into heroes. So he's trying to like help them to be better or whatever. And
interesting. So like they may be technically doing bad, but try not to.
Exactly. He's trying to reform them, and he's been hired by this company to sort of like dispatch them. Like, oh, something's going wrong in the town. He needs to be the dispatcher to send them off to do the right thing. But in between, there's like this little mini game you play, but it's actually really, really well done. You have this screen where it shows all the heroes, and it'll pop up. Oh, here's a crime. You click it, and it'll say, it could be like, oh, the building's on fire. We need 2 heroes or whatever. And you pick according to their stats which heroes you think should go, and you send them off, and you can build their stats or whatever. And at first I was like, oh, this seems like a dumb mini game. But then you start doing it, and then you can have like a success or fail rate based on their stats. And that's the screen that plays out. And it's like 10 missions at a time. That can take you like 10 minutes and whatever. You build stats, you gain points, whatever. And then in between those will go away. And then that's where like the narrative stuff plays out, where you see the characters, you're playing the story, you're making decisions. But it's so much better than a Telltale game, I will say. It just feels much, much better. Each episode, I'll say, is about like, I don't know, hour and a half maybe. And I believe there's 8 episodes, I think. Wait, 2, 4, 6, maybe 8 or 10 episodes. I can't remember, something like that.
Yeah, they were just dropping. Maybe they just finished.
2 at a time. And I want to say, was it 4 drops? So maybe 8 episodes is what it is. But I got to say, the writing is top notch. It's so, so good. Like as soon as we're done here, I'm gonna go home and I can't wait to see what happens next. You know, I'm really enjoying it. I think I'm on episode 5 right now. So yeah, I highly recommend people play this game. It's awesome. Even if you're not really that into like the whole Telltale style games, it's not that long, really. You know what? I would imagine 8 hours or so by the time I'm done, 9 hours maybe. And the little game that I told you about is actually really fun because you start getting good at like, oh, well, there's one hero who's like a flame dude. He's really strong. It's like, oh, let me send him here. But he might start getting good at the intellect. You can raise his intellect. So he'll be good at like, oh, you have to talk him out of doing this. So he might be good at sending him here. Then you can send 2 heroes at a time or 3 or just 1, you know, and you have to make tough decisions, whatever. But man, I'm super impressed by it. And this game was not on my radar at all. And I just saw it like pop up in the Steam store.
Moist Critical is also in this game. And he released a video talking with Aaron Paul. And it's just been discussing whatever for like an hour, aliens, but they bring up this game for a bit too.
It's a good one, man. I really like it a lot. So definitely recommend it. And then last, real quick, this show Pluribus. I'm barely going to say anything on this because, again, I think everyone should not know anything about this before you watch it.
But you think it's good? Like you think,
I think it's fantastic, man. Okay. It's made by the dude who made Breaking Bad, Vince Gilligan. They've had 3 episodes so far. Episode 4 comes out tomorrow. And the first episode grabbed me right away. In like the first 10 minutes, I was really intrigued, like what's going on? And by the end of the first episode, I was totally hooked. Episode 2 was like a bit slower, and episode 3 was like totally a setup episode. But I'm not one of these people who was like, oh, okay, the show's done, it's not good anymore. I get it. It takes time. He very much is like someone who builds out the show. I mean, he did that with Breaking Bad too, you know? Yeah. So I'm not worried at all. But man, it is so interesting. I've never seen anything like this show before. But basically, the girl, if you've ever seen Better Call Saul, the woman who was his girl, she is so
like
good.
The main girlfriend.
Yeah, she's fantastic in this show.
I didn't know.
Basically, all I want to tell you is that she is one person who's not affected by something that's going on like in the whole world, and she plays it so well. And that's all I really want to say about it. But man, it's on Apple TV. Just check it out if you get a chance. Freaking do it for your child if you have to, but it's so worth
She's
watching.
one of the most like naturally attractive women I think that I've ever in showbiz. You know, most of the time they get those.
She doesn't have to try. She just has it.
No,
I totally agree with you.
She ain't had no work done. You could tell she's all natural.
Yep.
She's like a 10 out of 10 as far as
and
like
she's
the whole vibe.
Yeah,
like, she's it.
I totally agree with you, and you can tell she's very smart, and the way she talks, and her look is she's like a very like just a plain normal looking woman, but she is very attractive. I agree with you.
Oh, yeah. Rhea Seehorn.
That's her name, Seehorn. Yep.
Kim Wexler is how I always
that was her in the show. Yep.
Oh yeah, dude. I love her.
She's so great in the show, and her role requires her to be very much like a.
I like her. Almost like her half sarcasm.
That's what she is. That's what she is in this show. She's very pessimistic, sarcastic, down on life, but she has to be in this show, and it fits her so perfectly. You'll see. It's really good. So by the time you watch, if you start, there'll be 4 episodes out. So it's a good one.
I might just start tonight because
dude, man, it's so good.
I just wanted some to stack up at least before I started.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yep. Yeah, I couldn't wait. I was like, I have to watch this. So yeah, man.
Eddie, anything you want to mention?
Oh, pretty much.
Let's get into Arc Raiders. We talked Battlefield 6. I know you're still playing. This is now a new drop. This is, extraction shooter. We all know. I mean, I've never played one. I've never really cared to. This surprised me a lot, but I don't know. Take it away. What do you think on this?
So, as far as extraction shooters go, the only real people talk about all these. The only real example, I guess you could consider Helldivers extraction shooter, but not really, because there's no PvP.
Yeah. I would give one big example is outside of that is the Division Dark Zone. That's where it all.
Whenever you're in the
yeah.
So it's basically the thing that makes this game so special is just through their design, they've made the the PvE aspect, the arcs, the robots, challenging enough to where when you go solo, you are incentivized to team up with randoms. So there is, and I was showing Tim this. Apparently, there's a division between console players and PC players where console players are like shoot first, ask questions later, and I think that's probably more because do those consoles even come with microphones by default anymore?
No.
Yeah. So like, I feel like there's more people with comms on PC to where there's more talking. So if you turn off crossplay, you're on PC, you'll have a noticeably friendlier experience. The statistics that one study showed was like it's like 33% negative on PC versus like 72% negative on console. Meaning you run
what
into
he's
a person,
saying, yeah, you run into a person and you're trying to say, "Hey, I'm friendly. Will you just help me out?" Blah blah blah. Well, are they going to turn on you or are they
frag
not?
you on console versus 33% of the time on PC. So that's one thing to keep in mind. But the world, the graphics, they've done a great job on that. Sound design, everything. It's a really well done package. But what really gets you in the loop is, you can have a great time playing by yourself. And honestly, I feel like I make more progress towards my goals playing solo, but I still prefer playing with friends because it's both. So it's like one of those games that is just no matter how you do, whether you're by yourself or whether you have two other friends to play with, you are going to have a great time because it's just they nailed the PvP side of it, which would like I was Tim. We've been playing with him, and if you're running three people, there's pretty much guaranteed shoot on sight. Like there's a chance you could talk them out of it, but more than likely they're going to start fragging you. But if you
If
play
someone's
solo,
by themselves, they're more scared, and they don't know how you're going to behave. You don't know how they're going to behave, so everyone's going to be a lot more skittish. If you have another person or two with you, you're going to be a lot more brave, and that's just
you're like,
the reality
we'll
of the
frag you off.
situation.
Yeah. If you haven't, I would say at least it's $40. At least on PC. I think it's the same on console. I initially did not want to hear that hype because one of my friends was like, "Oh, dude, he was hyping me up on it," and I was like, "Dude, Battlefield 6 is coming out. I'm sticking to Battlefield 6." And then one night he was like, "Hey, man, have you played?" I looked through our family share, and there's Arc Raiders, and I was like, "Well, I'll download it. It's like 20 gigabytes." And played it, dude, and I've been hooked on it since, dude. So especially for you, Rudy. It's on Steam. I would definitely recommend giving it a shot.
Okay.
It's a gorgeous game. The one thing that's controversial about it is they did the initial recordings with real voice actors, and apparently, from what I understand or what they've implied, is that they got some kind of license agreement with the voice actors to use their voices through AI generation going forward. So they got the initial recordings and they can just add new stuff. It does not have any effect on the gameplay or the vibe. You never even notice it. There's actually certain times where someone will do like an emote that has a voice, and now I can recognize it, but initially I thought like, oh, that's a human speaking back to me. So it's done really well.
Okay.
One last cool thing that I just want to mention is like, so say you're a woman and you're not super cool with playing with a bunch of, misogynistic dickheads that are, don't respect you as a human. Well, you go into the menus, you can make your voice. They have a voice changer built into the game where you can change your voice and you sound like a big burly ass dude. And it's really cool. There was actually a video done on this where that women were playing it, and they were intentionally doing it because they said, like, I just don't have to put up with half the shit that I normally would. Because every time a girl's voice comes on, the dudes are like, gamer girl. So they just changed their voice to a male voice, and it completely eradicated. And you could do vice versa. If you want to troll the homies,
I kind of want to do that. Yeah.
You put yourself a girl voice, and they're like, "Oh, a gamer girl!" Like, so
maybe go
really
solo, cool. play as a female, and see if people cater more to you because of that.
Yeah, they'll give you everything, shirt off their back. Like, oh, I'm a gamer girl. Where do you ask them where they live first? And when they say where they live, I live 15 minutes away from there.
What's your name? Just start marking up conversation.
Yeah. But anyway,
get them on your good side. Yeah.
Definitely worth a download and give it a run. If you do run, hit up Tim. We'll get you. We will, I would say for your first couple runs, you want to be with somebody who can kind of show you because there's so much shit.
I had help from somebody when I first started, and then third or fourth game I played with Eddie. He explained things as well. If nobody would have explained X, Y, Z to me, I'd been a whole different ball game. But
my buddy Dino,
I understand it.
He bought the game and played it for an hour, and just was like, "Fuck this." And then my friend David, who had been playing it since beta, came on, was like, "Hey, you want to run some?" He installed it again. We ran it, and he has been hooked. We've played every night for the last week and a half. So it does help to have, at least for that initial, just to get your feet wet.
It's like playing Monster Hunter for the first time, and you don't know how to gather things in Monster Hunter or
what's worth gathering.
When someone helps you, I'm sure.
Yeah, because then you can just start going solo, and that's honestly, I have some of my best runs solo. And you can, if you want to be a rat, you can say, "Oh, I'm friendly." The guy comes up, okay, he'll start, helping you out, and then you frag his ass from the back. I mean, I would say I want to dissuade that kind of behavior because it could potentially ruin the culture. But I come from Tarkov, man, and that's all there is rats. So, for a long time, my Discord emblem was a rat holding an AK-47, because my buddy Bryce, he was just like, "You're a fucking rat." That's just it's part of your persona. But great game. That's all I've been playing. That's all I've got.
Yeah, and it turned me because again I didn't care to even play these. I just don't get why I would even want to. Team deathmatch is one thing and having fun and all that, but trying to is somebody gonna be friendly or they're not? I gotta play these mind games every match. Why would I even find fun in that? But it's more of, I guess, it's the way they just created the game. Somehow they just hit all the perfect fine lines of everything. Of just it feels really fun. It looks really good. It runs really good. It's just the way the guns feel. The systems of even if you die and lose everything, you don't feel like you lost everything. You're still making progress.
You're like, "Fuck you, dude."
Yeah. And I'm I thought I was going to be way more butthurt if I poured a lot of energy into a really cool gun and then lost that gun. But in the reality of the situation, you kind of don't care. It's you know what it's like? It's like playing Zelda when you're playing Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom. How you're super skittish on you found some really awesome weapon and you don't want it to break. But the reality of the situation, you're going to get a better one in an hour. Just relax. It'll be fun. And once you just get over that hurdle and stop caring so much, you just start having fun with it all. I mean, it sucks, but it really isn't. It's not as nearly as weighty as I was expecting it to be. And so because of that, I think that's why I'm getting the most fun out of it, because I really don't know, there are some roguelikes out there to where you play for hours and you just lost the whole day and nothing of value was ever gained.
At most, you're going to lose 30 minutes. You'll lose 30 minutes at most. You start at the very beginning of a round, you meticulously loot, and then you get killed at some extract camper. That sucks. But
bro, I was crawling to the elevator. I was this close, seconds left, and I'd fall out. And the dude was actually running to me to bring me back to life, but couldn't res me in time. So he was actually trying to help too, and I was playing solo. And I was like, ugh.
The AI. So apparently, I don't know how true. I don't know how, developers, they'll say all kinds of shit. But apparently, the AI learns from its experiences with human players. So over, all these thousands and thousands and thousands of matches, if it starts, it's like, okay, well, these humans are doing this every time. Apparently, they have like generative AI involved in the actual enemy AI, where it will start like over time counteracting the meta. Like, say there's a certain enemy and this is the meta, this is how you kill it. Well, over time, it'll start learning like, okay, well, we're going to change our behavior. We'll see how that plays out in the long run. But that is something that they're claiming to do, is pump in, actual generative AI into their, what we would have called the AI, like just normal enemy AI. So it's supposedly going to learn as the meta grows.
Yeah. Well,
the other
it
day,
could go either way, but that sounds cool if it works in his favor.
Yeah, the other day when me and you were playing and we saw that matriarch, that giant.
Yep.
That was the first time I'd ever seen it, and for you, it was like the third or fourth time play, time playing, and I was just like, dude, I have never. And for me, it was like, oh my god, thing is massive. We had to like cut off half the map to go around it.
Yeah.
But
Rudy, you should give it a shot.
I want to try it.
Think you might as well,
especially
try it.
Now since
when I first started, I didn't go solo. What I did is I did a queue, but I turned it off where it wouldn't just start with just me. It would fill in players because I wanted to right off the bat. Because if you have a teammate joining you, they're not going to screw you over. I guess they technically could, but it kind of doesn't make sense.
Right.
Like if you were to queue in with another player and then they join in with you, it only really benefits them to be helping you out. Right. Compared to screwing you. I guess they could technically right at the end, after working with you the whole way, kill you, grab your stuff, and then drop off. But everyone gets more benefits helping each other in the squad itself. I feel.
The community is really good.
Yeah. So anyway, start off with yourself. Get autofills. Everyone's gonna be on mic because of how this game plays out. The game's pointless if you're not talking on mic. So I feel. I mean, whatever. But. And then just say, hey, first time, exactly what I did. And he was like, all right. And then the dude just starts explaining this, explaining that. He wasn't like doing anything overly crazy helpful or anything. It was above and beyond. He was just answer whatever questions I had, explain this and that, and just was chill and helped me out a ton. And then so the second game I played, did the same thing. The other dude just helped me out, little things here and there. And then 2 or 3 matches, I understand most of the game. And it was pretty easy. Just don't go in. I guess with Dino, did he just go solo?
Initially, yeah.
That I just would not do. Just let players fill you in.
Shit. Yeah, let somebody tell you the way of the ropes. Yep. And like I said, if you want to get on, man, I'll be more than happy.
Yeah, we will. Yeah.
Yeah,
we'll hop on.
I'd be down to play with you guys.
Yeah. Because it's a fun game, but yeah.
So I just wanted to mention Metal Gear Solid Peace Walker. I did start that only because 3 changed my mind on 3, and I've been hating on it my whole life. And I was like, all right, well, Peace Walker, I tried this a few times, and I'm like, dude, this game just sucks. I hate I think that playing a PSP game of like a third-person shooter sneaking thing, it's just like. I thought the tech was just way too low, and I never get over it, and I just thought it was just crap, but whatever. But I played every other mainline but this game now, and if 3 made me a believer, and so many people say this game's so good, there's no way these many people are just gaslighting the world on this game actually being ass, but they're pretending it's good or something. So I'm like, all right, let me genuinely give this a shot, and I am now like... let's say 8 hours in, and I'm sold. This game is really, really good. In some ways, I think it does a lot of things better than what 3 did. And you can tell this game was made after 4 because there were some things that 4 changed for the better, and that's implemented in this game. And CQC basically is like really solid in Peace Walker. And the way you can like interact with as you're grabbing them. Obviously, you can recruit them, blah, blah, blah. But just like, different ways of getting information from people, figuring out what to do with the people, adds a whole other layer. The game's got an awesome flow to it, and I love it because it was portable, but very pick up. Hey, play a few missions, dip back out, and I think it's really good. The story is really, really good. It's got perfect pacing, and like here's some story and exposition, here's some gameplay, and it's all been super, super fun. So I'm just, I'm a little annoyed at myself that I let just the perception of these things get the better of me instead of just playing them. But I'm proven wrong that yet again, and this game's really good. So there's that.
I played it a long time ago, but I it's been so long. I don't remember much about it. I remember thinking it was okay. Like I didn't love it, but yeah, I don't have like strong feelings about it either way.
I'll say late game, especially with the boss battles, when you get in the arenas with the AI boss,
I haven't done any boss.
You'll get when you get to it, the boss, the actual boss.
Yeah. Apparently, I've seen that. Apparently, the boss is back, which confuses me, but we'll see.
It's just they took her like whole life experience and shoved it into an AI, basically. And now, like at the time, that was science fiction. Now that's fun,
now it's actually happening.
Yeah, but no, that's when the game is great. I think when I played it, I was also in a in between job situation. That's the time to play it, dude, because you're like, you're able to sink into it. Mm-hmm. It's a great game.
Yeah, I'm surprised. It's good as what it is. All right, let's get out of here. A lot of new game releases. I'm just gonna hit the ones that I care to mention. Kirby Air Riders is now out as of today. There was some early copies going around physical that I was seeing in some stores. But I played the online test demos of this game. This game is sick. Way better than I ever anticipated. I love the gameplay behind it. There's so much content. You thought Smash Bros. Had a lot of content. It's like, let me up the ante even more with this game. There's so many modes. There's so many things to do. There's so many things to unlock. You could pour countless hours into this game kind of deal. And it over anything else, just the gameplay is really, really fun, and the online is really fun. So this is gonna be shock a lot of people, and this is gonna be a huge hit. I feel, I love it. Stalker 2 hit PlayStation 5 today. A new Bubble Bobble. Super Dungeons, PS5, Switch, PC, November 27th is when that comes out. Marvel Comic Invasion, this was a beat-em-up Marvel game. Looked pretty cool. It's hitting December 1st. Assassin's Creed Shadows is hitting Switch 2 December 2nd. Red Dead Redemption, like we were saying, is hitting all platforms December 2nd. Outside of PC, by the way. But the PC still doesn't have Red Dead Redemption then, I guess, because it doesn't have the first one already, right? Yeah. It's stupid. Call of the Lambs hitting iOS. I think that's actually would be a good mobile game. Thered be no reason why you couldn't play that on mobile. Anyway, Metroid Prime 4. It's here, Rudy. December 4th. Switch and Switch 2. Here's the issue. Previews are now out. People played a good amount of it, and all the things are there. What you would expect. It's basically like, hey, if you play Metro Prime 3, it's just more and better of that. But we're now in like games actually looking good on Nintendo platforms again. It's been a while. But you got mouse controls and yada yada. the atmosphere, the game, the music's all super good for all the previews. But of the previews, there is this. It might be worse than what you could ever imagine of. It seems like there could be escort missions on every mission, because somebody played the first few hours and you already get set up in this escort mission with this person who never shuts the hell up, and it's very, very, very cringy dialogue. Not like, Nintendo doesn't know what to do with dialogue and it just sounds kind of dumb. Like Metro Other M was just kind of like cringy dialogue in the sense of like the translation wasn't good and the delivery wasn't good. This is cringy in the level of like, oh, we're trying to appeal to what we think Gen Zers would like to hear, of like, hey, my Twitch stream lol, or kind of like discussion. And it really is in that camp where they're making like quirky office jokes and stuff like that. And this is Metro Prime 4 of like really atmospheric mood, killing aliens, no one else is really around, and here's this random Federation force person that you are now escorting along, and if you get too far away from them, then things could kill them, and then the game fails and you got to go back, so you have to stick with them the whole time. And they're genuinely talking the entire time and commenting on like, hey Samus, did you know that if you hit this button or see this thing, it'll shine this light?
Coming.
Yeah. And it's the whole time they're just discussing this thing. And you know, all the rest is still participating on how Metro Prime would play out. So it really pulls you out, and it is really awkward. And there's tons of videos. You should look it up. And it looks awful. I am so like, what is going on here? I am so worried. Now here's the thing. Maybe they're doing this on purpose, and maybe this is the very beginning, and hopefully he dies, and from that point on, it is phenomenal again. I don't know, but the way...
I'm withholding judgment a bit because, yeah, I think it's what you're saying. I think they're showing this to test the waters a bit and see if people hate it or not. I don't think they're going to change the game after this, but I think they wanted to see that one part, how people would feel. I don't think it's going to be this crazy thing.
There's no way the whole game you get it.
I don't think it's going to be like that.
The problem with the way the menus look and stuff like that in the interface, it almost looks like, oh, when this mission is this one, and then once you save this guy, you're going to get a new one, and you're going to have to help this guy out or this girl out or whatever, and it's going to be different. Now, even if that is the case and it plays out in that structure, maybe the next person is super cool and isn't super annoying or cringy or whatever, and the next person, maybe they don't even talk at all, maybe they're not even human, or, you know, like even, but the fact that we're even doing escort missions at all, what was going on here, but, and it looks like this ain't going to be the only one, so it's very worrisome. But on the other hand, I don't know, man. I mean, like, we were worried. Everyone's always worried. I don't know. Donkey Kong Bonanza, I remember a lot of people were being like, I don't know, right? And it's phenomenal. At least I think so.
Yeah, true.
So, I don't know. Things could very easily change, and we just, because we don't have enough context, it just looks bad from the outside looking in. We'll see. But just know, I would watch those videos, because it's looks pretty dumb. But that's the thing, it's just that fact. Everything else, the shooting feels phenomenal, graphics look great, it's running great, you can play handheld 120 hertz. I don't know, the mouse mode and all that, I'm sure you can hook up an actual mouse too, and which is what I've been doing my Switch, playing Civ and stuff like that, so I kind of hope I can just hook up my mouse dongle to it and play that way too. But anyway, everything else looks good, but that cringy part there. And moving on, Octopath Traveler 0. It's basically like a reimagining of a mobile game of like a prequel to the games, but it looks good. Anyway, December 4th, drop in Power Wash Simulator hitting iOS December 4th. Routine, Xbox Series X and S, Xbox One, PC, December 4th. Sonic Racing Cross Worlds, Switch 2, December 4th. I guess it didn't have a Switch 2 upgrade till December 4th hits. I don't know what's going on there. Thief VR. My kid keeps bringing this up. I don't know why. But man, when is that Thief game coming out? And here it is. Now, I didn't know this. PlayStation VR 2, because I was going to get it for Quest. But I might pick it up there, but he's really hyped, and I've never actually seen him like be hyped for a game coming. When's it coming out? And always asking, and all that. And I don't know, something about this he's super intrigued on. So I'll be interested to see his reaction with all that once he's actually playing. And then his Toxic Crusaders. This actually looked pretty interesting, but it's hitting all platforms December 4th, and that will do it. And with that, if no more comments or anything, we'll get out of here.
I think that's it, my friends.
It's been good going over the game of the year, same 5 games and everything.
Yeah.
Watch Burnt Peanut. That's what I got to say. Especially Rudy, if you're looking into look at his Arc
I'll
Raiders
look him
stuff.
up.
Burnt Peanut, Arc Raiders. Just give him a shot.
All right.
Yeah, he's
Sounds good.
technically a VTuber, but yeah, it's good. It's good stuff.
I'll look it up tonight. I'll check it out.
Rudy, what you need to be doing is you need to be starting up Death Stranding 2. What are you doing?
I will. No, I promise I will. I'm going to finish Dispatch up, then I'll start firing up my PlayStation, play Death Stranding, Ghost of Yota. I'm messing with both of those games. So.
All right. See y'all
All right,
later.
guys. See you later.
Have a good evening.
All right, bye.